Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the full-length Cup Challenge live on Maconi Entertainment for tonight's Paperclip 400. Looks like you're having trouble staying green. That's going to be a little bit of a problem tonight. We'll see how it goes. My name's Kirk Mills alongside Howie Burrows in the booth, and we got, of course, our producer, Howie Burrows. Same guy. He's doing double duty tonight. And we're going to see 400 miles around Martinsville in these Cup cars, which are a pain in the neck to drive at Martinsville. These things are so dang loose when you have them set up, rolling. You can see this track is a really short track. And last night we had chaos at the end, a whole bunch of crazy moves going on. And I think tonight will be more of the same, Howie.
Thankfully, it's not 400 miles, make it 400 laps. Otherwise, we'd be going at 800 times, and I think I'd lose my mind. Listen, it's a great day to put me back in the booth of all times. I say with all the fear in my absolute heart. Justin's having some fun on Sebring, but I promise he'll be back on the other side soon. But last night, you know, it had drama. It had all the things you get. It had a fight. It had all the things you get at Martinsville, quite frankly. And we were almost going to double the race distance and just throw the cars out there again and do it again. Why not?
Well, that's a good way to look at it. Why not? Let's take a look at last week's winner on your screen here shortly. We're going to see it. Last week, we were over in Darlington, and Sean Conklin dominated that race completely. Had nobody in his zip code. He was just that much faster in that Jeff Gordon throwback paint. However, this week, he is on the pole again. He is going to be fast. He's going to be hard to beat. That 58 car has taken over the full-length Cup Challenge world. And I can tell you right now, take a look at that point standings. You can see he is the points leader with 2 wins on the season, the only driver to have 2 wins all year, and it's the last 2 weeks. He's won 2 weeks in a row for Sean Conklin. He's going to be hard to beat. And I got to say, it's going to be one hell of a race. This place is known for its hot dogs, known for a lot of fun stuff. Obviously, I wish I was there eating some hot dogs. I do like me some chili dogs from Martinsville. It kind of has the pink meat come in with it. It's not bad. I enjoyed it. I can tell you that. Now, I gotta say right now here, man, we're about to get ready for the grid to come up here in less than a minute. When the grid comes up, we're gonna go through all of our starters, and today is actually the first race of the year where we did not get a full field. We did not get a full field today, but it's gonna be 400 laps. Stages are gonna be at 80 and 180, 8 tire sets, and 17x incident limit. Oh boy. There might be a lot of DQs tonight.
It's quite ironic, actually. The first time I ever worked for the Cup Challenge was being drafted in at the last second to produce this race last year. And it went on for a very, very, very long time. Well, we're back here one more time to actually wrap up some of my time on the show as well. And I did actually enjoy it after all was said and done last time. I enjoyed yesterday's. It had some fantastic racing up and down the field and a lot of the beating and banging. It was very Martinsville. It's what you get out of the track. And it is, you know, a track you'd never ever want to say goodbye to in NASCAR.
Yeah, there's always going to be some sort of fight at the end of these things. You know it's going to happen every single time we come here. Well, folks, you see all the cars disappear. That means we're about to get on the grid. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup to start tonight's Paperclip 400. Starting on the pole for tonight is going to be driver of that number 58 car, Sean Conklin. He was so dang fast today in that 58 car. To his outside, Paul Hill will start in P2. Starting in third place tonight will be Patrick Gitter in the 21 car, and to his outside will be Andrew Dyson in the 41. Starting in fifth place tonight will be the driver, the number 12. It's Nolan Hodgson. He'll be somewhat of an in-race reporter tonight, with Matt DeCiani to the outside in the 4 car, starting in sixth. Seventh place, Alex Murray in the 22. Going to be trying to go to the front alongside Ralph Hutchinson, starting in eighth. Starting in ninth tonight will be Jonathan Delaney in the 6 car, and Yoon Lim, who we'll talk about a little bit more later tonight, starting in 10th.
Paul Gallimore starts 11 next to Timothy Harper. All right, we don't have a full field. We've got 36 on the road. There's Devin Mesnard next to Neil Pearson on the next row. Then Dylan Basin and Stephen Williams make up row. I can't do the maths. We'll say 15th and 16th. Nicholas Roman and Jeremy Brown are 17th and 18th. But I can tell you that it's row 10 for David Wood and Casey Graves.
And starting in 21st will be Adam Benefield. To the outside will be William Owens in the 30. For 22nd, 23rd, Hunter Truel in the 71. And to his outside, Dustin Hall in the 1 car. Starting in 25th, Thomas Komacheski in the 88, alongside Chad Center in the 24, starting 26th. 27th, Tyler Hunter will be driving that 48 car, and to their outside will be Brown Wortman in the 74. Starting in 29th, Cameron Stone in the 57. He loves this place. Cliff Mullins to his outside, starting in the 44 car, starting 30th. Then you got 31st, Jedi Taylor. To the outside, Lucas Hoitzma. These guys got a long way to go to get to the front. Tanner Martys will start 33rd alongside Jose Medina in the 40 car. And then you got Bobby Anderson starting in the 5, back in 35th, with Raymond Root rounding out your field in 36. Again, those are all of our starters for tonight. 36 total cars deciding to go out there and try to make a go of it. And I can tell you right now, this is just going to be even more exciting. They're going to go around for, I believe, one more pace lap after this. But keys to victory right now, you got to be able to keep the car safe. 17X. You don't got a lot of time to keep that car wrecking every 5 seconds. You can't do that. You got to be able to keep the car underneath you. Don't bump everybody. You're going to get X's for that. No need for that. It's not going to be something that will help your day. But remember, with this many cars, a lot of people chose not to race because they remember last year. It was a wild one. A lot of accidents and a lot of chaos. Who is going to survive? We're going to find out together here today, Howie. I am so excited. Coming out of turn number 2, that iRacing official pace car is going down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. I believe this is the lap that they're going to go. Let's find out. Yep, pace car dives down into the pit lane. Here we go from Martinsville. Getting ready to head through turns 3 and 4 to start things off. Sean Conklin and Paul Hill out of turn number 4 through that restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, you bunch of hot dogs. Conklin comes around out of turn number 4 to lead lap number 1, but up out of the hill goes Paul Hill. He loses 3, 4, 5 spots side by side now for 5th.
Goes without saying you want to be off that surface on the outside as much as you can, but the marbles aren't even quite there yet, and that was just driving yourself out of the groove, unfortunately, this early on. It's early. You really, really don't want to let that get in your head,
Becky, turn 4. Jeremy B. Brown is around turn 4. Caution's going to come out, I believe, that 07, first accident of the day. Sorry to interrupt you. Saw him spinning in turn 4. Let's take a look and see what happened. What do you think happened there, Howie?
It happens. It happens. You're going to interrupt me plenty of times from Rex today, I think. I think he's gotten himself out of the groove again. This time round, you got to get to that concrete on the bottom of the track. There's no grip up there on the tarmac, and a few drivers, they're going tight already. They're already missing it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's one of the drivers last week pointed out. I say that a little too much. It's like one of those we got a problem things. We'll see if that changes. I'm gonna hope it does. We're going to go ahead and get doubled up here for another restart. This is normal. This is Martinsville. Self-spin like that, got up outside of the groove like you said, got up in the marbles, couldn't hang it, and just try to hang on to the car. And that's the hard part to do. And the point that we want to drive home to the viewers is, it is so difficult to drive this track at a high level. I went out there and practiced with a couple setups that I had from a while back, and I can tell you right now, these cars are on edge. You barely get into the gas too much in the middle of the corner, or you miss that asphalt patch, the concrete, and you go up into the asphalt, you are going to go around. It's not like you could stop it. You're either going to hit the wall or you're going to spin trying to avoid hitting the wall. And that's what we just saw. So first wreck of the day, not something you want to see. 2X early on, Howie, not something that you want to do with 17X being your limit.
And already the tarmac is bad on the outside. It's going to get worse when we fill the track full of marbles, when they're just going to get run off the line into every single braking zone. These are the early days of ending up in the bad surface, and you're still spinning. Best you can do is hope no one collects you, because you're on the part of the track no one really wants to be by accident. So thankfully that time, the worst thing that happens to you is at 2X and being sent to the back. Even at the back of Martinsville, if you can avoid wrecks and you just don't run into them, you're going to end up the field at some point, not even through pace, but just through it all happening around you.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny you mentioned that because one of the most common strategies that I did during the time driving was I would stay at the back all day. I wouldn't try to pass nobody, not until the last handful of laps. When I saw a wreck, got on the brakes, missed it. Some folks like to do that. Other folks are all about getting everything they can get early, and that's going to be the entertainment. I wasn't that much entertaining when I was a driver. I still do it from time to time, but I wasn't that good at being an entertainer. I could say what I'm going to see right now on this restart is watching the wheels spin. It's so common to spin the wheels here in the next gen. For some reason, it's just that much easier to spin them. But up front, again, it's Conklin and Patrick Gitter now P2. Here we go through that restart zone, back underway. Gitter does not get a great jump at all.
Conklin's off the line, too wide further back, but at least Gitter's on his own for now, unless that 12 decides to sneak up the inside. He's going to get blocked quite hard on entry there. He really wants to be single file for as long as possible.
All right, heading down into the turn number 1. We are now completing lap number 8 into lap number 9. That leader is already starting to scoot away. We saw that last week, but Patrick Gitter's trying to chase him down. Very similar to what we saw at the beginning of the race last week. Patrick Gitter also was running P2, trying to chase down Conklin. This is a very similar picture to what we saw in the previous race at Darlington. Side-by-side battle right now. You see Dyson on the top side trying to roll the top. It's very difficult to do that in the next-gen cars. Wreck in turn number 1 and 2. There's the 73 of Mesnard. Hard contact with William Owens.
We are doing this quite a lot here already. Maybe that's just how it's going to be. Let's take a look at how this one happens. We are looking at Evan Mesnard's car here. He self-spins, locks it up on entry, and then just... Williams and Stone are just in the way.
Yep, so it turns out it wasn't Owens there. You were right. Stephen Williams and Cameron Stone both got damage from that. They will probably have to come down pit road, but that at least shows you exactly how these wrecks can happen. You're chilling on your own. You see a car stop, and where can you go? You got nowhere to go. So it's not even Williams' fault there, but of course... Let's see if we can go on board, if we can, with the driver that got in there a little too hot. I think it was Mesnard. I think he got on the brakes, binders a little too hard, and that's locked up the rears and just got the car sideways. I think that's what happened, but I want to confirm. Take a look. So he's going to pull in Evan Mesnard here. He's right behind Roman, who's really fast. He's going to try to make his way through the field really quickly. He's going to be side by side. He had to let off to avoid spinning. He's got a car in his mirror looking. I think that may have been a contributing factor. If you go back a little bit further and watch the mirror, you'll see the 16 car showing the nose, meaning he's going a little lower. And when you're looking in the mirror at the car behind you, once he shows the nose, it means you want to dive it in a little deeper so he doesn't push you up to the third lane. And when you do that, he almost rear-ended the 11, got back on the brakes, and unfortunately got wrecked there. So it's just a racing incident, Howie. It's very difficult to come back from that, but hopefully he's able to get the damage repaired and continue on.
Make it 2 cautions in 13 laps already, but it's mostly some self-spins right now. We're not seeing the aggression come out of the drivers. You wouldn't exactly want to wreck in the first 10 laps of Martinsville for a position, but it's boding well. I have a graphic ready. You might have seen a little bit yesterday, and you've definitely seen it on the race intro. It's ready if we are going to struggle to make this one work. By the way, being shouted out, do I have my energy drinks this morning? Bad news for you. Daylight savings happens during this race. I lose another hour to Martinsville, no matter what, in an hour from now. So I'm actually here forever.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Howie. Oh goodness. Well, I can tell you right now, that extra hour, we're going to find out and see what happens during it, man. We're going to be on lap 15 when we take the restart. Hopefully we get some green flag running. We'll see what happens. Through turns 3 and 4, heading out of the corner. And the restart, we are back underway. Watch the wheel spin. We look fine. I don't see any problems there. Conklin takes it in.
Good start once more, but I think that 12 of Hodgson's actually looking pretty good this time around. Gitter's up on the outside, the track position given to that inside lane, and I actually think Hodgson might be able to run this out. Nope, still side by side, plenty of rows, 2 and then 2, and then just further back, that's the 26 of Paul Hill's the first car to single file.
Still side by side for the lead, though. Ex-teammates there. You see Patrick Gitter on the top, Nolan Hodgson there on the bottom. Nolan's probably going to be able to make the pass here just now, but look at that. Alex Murray in the 22 making his way towards the front. He has now gotten all the way up the left rear quarter panel of Patrick Gitter for third place. He's trying to make a move for it. Gitter just can't seem to find the bottom until just now he decided to cut down, found the hole, and now the next side-by-side battle is Dyson trying to roll the top on him.
Good moves down the track to block Gitter early on, although, I mean, you've got to sort of hope that you're being given some room early on to do that. You know, blocks like that later, I think, are going to be met less kindly, if you know what I mean. Up on the outside, that's a very fast Dylan Basin. Running pretty quick up against the wall in another one of those Ryko cars. They seem to be quite strong with their setups this week, as has been usual. Still stuck on the outside groove against the 6.
Looking through this field, you're going to start seeing a bunch of comers and go, oh, turn number 3, car into the outside wall. It's the 62 of Neil Pearson going the wrong way, trying to get the car turned around. He had a hard moment in turns 3 and 4. Let's take a look and see what happened. He was running with the 16. 16 dives it in deep, and contact overcorrects straight into the outside wall. Heavy contact, barely misses the 97 of Hoytsma. But the 16 dove it in there just way too deep. He wasn't going to keep that car stuck, unfortunately, at all. And he just made contact with the 62. 62 tried to correct it, but too hard out in the outside wall. That 62 has just had an abysmal last handful of races. He's just had a lot of trouble. And I feel really bad for that 62 because it's normally not his fault. And in this case, it wasn't either. So keep that in mind, folks. I think he could possibly come back from that. It was a heavy hit, but these cars are tanks here, Howie.
Although you hit a steering column bad, and it's real bad. Thankfully, no meatball flags, and that certainly, I think, that was a little bit of a like nose might have been in too deep, but it was certainly more of an accident between the two. But make that number 3, caution number 3 on 22 laps. It's the life of Martinsville, man. Like, it's just going to happen to you. Thankfully, the cautions are quick and the laps count down quickly in them. If we had like Talladega cautions here, I would fall asleep on the middle of the show, you know.
Yep, I understand 100%, Howie. That's why we have hot dogs in Martinsville. You eat like a hot dog every caution. Eventually, you start looking like Albert from that one TV show back in the 90s. Now, what I can tell you here is normally this would be a time I'd bring in some drivers for interviews. However, the issue is that I have to wait for folks that want to talk to us to come up to the Infield Care Center, and then we can decide whether or not they want to be talked to. That is a request from the race control for today, so that's the rule that we'll follow as the race control requests. And I can tell you right now there, Howie, I think looking at this top 5, the real falling out right now is going to be the 26 car of Paul Hill running 6th. He started P2 and has just been going the wrong way since the start.
Losing places throughout the early runs of Martinsville is never fun because it just sort of feels like you're going to keep losing more and more and more. I mean, Martinsville is so special for a reason. You have to hit the brake marker perfectly up to 800 times if a race goes green, all the way to the end. Just hit that brake, and if you go wide a bit, someone's just going to use up all that goodwill on your inside straight away and take it away. You sort of don't even get a second to rest, and once you get in this sort of like tilt of it starting to going badly, it's going to get worse. I think it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and it's very hard to lock in. You don't really get a chance.
Well, here we go, folks. 58 car, Conklin, going to get that restart. Watch the wheel spin. He got a great jump. Man, he's getting a lot of good practice restarting from the lead here. Going into the corner, he already has like a half car length jump over the second place, who's now Patrick Gitter, battling with Nolan Hodgson because that outside line is no man's land. Nobody wants to be running that top lane at all. It does not help you in the slightest.
Who wants to go the long way around here at Martinsville? Not many. At least keeping on the concrete, though, lets you keep up a battle. 21 and 12. It's going to settle in single file now. Dyson is on the inside, but...
wrecking turn number 2. Cars around again. Caution will probably come out. Yep, there it is.
Where is it?
You see right now the 40 car of Jose Medina in turn number 2.
There he is.
Yep, let's take a look and see how we got turned around here. Caution number 4. And we are going to be here for a minute. Let's go back a little bit further, shall we?
Worth remembering some of these cautions are manual. Some of iRacing will throw them, but also if race control thinks something could escalate, they'll throw it even if iRacing wouldn't. Jose's not the start of that. That's the 30 of William Owens that kicks that one off. So let's go a little bit further back. 30 on the outside, dips to the inside. And I think he sort of locks it up badly, and that's going to cause the 48 to run into the rear of him. I do think there's something on that wheel movement there that seemed quite manic. It seemed like he wasn't really in control of his car entering the turn. No, that was just an illusion. But it's sort of like, it doesn't look right. The movement of that car doesn't look right entering the turn to me. We'll do one more look.
Well, I'd say right here, what I'm seeing here is that Tyler Hunter had a run on the entry, and he wanted to use it, but he made a move at the last second too quick, and he got to the inside, and the 30 car was already going to go for that spot no matter what. And after that, just a chain reaction. Cliff Mullins getting into the side of the 40 car, sending him around. And these early cautions, we're averaging right now, we're at caution number 4 on lap 29. So we're averaging 2 cautions every 15 laps. Actually, that's wrong. Let me try that again. Every 20 laps. I'll have to do it. Yeah, I think it is 15. That's what we'll do.
No, it's not every 15.
Anyway.
It's not a caution every 15 because the 15 is
it's
half
2 cautions
of the
every 15.
Okay, so that is also a caution every 7.5. There you go.
7.5 laps. Yep, thank you. That's a lot better than my math. I suck. Need to get my calculator out. Man, I gotta say now that's kind of interesting to say the least. Can we look at the biggest movers? Because I want to see who has moved up to the field the most in just this amount of time. You don't get a lot of... Hoytsma, 14 spots. Root started dead last. He's up 13. Let's see, where's Hoytsma running right now? He's in 18th right now. Cracked the top 20. All right. He started well in the back of the field and had a long way to go. Working out for him. We know he's fast. He's able to win races. Now, I'm noticing something unique about this pacing that the drivers are doing.
By the way, we're doing a single file restart because the morale is not improved.
Oh my goodness. Well, folks, single file restarts. There's a huge checkup going into turn number 3. I think that there might be an accident waiting to happen out of turn number 4. Getting ready to go back green. We are back underway. Single file restarts for the time being.
And we still already won a challenge on the outside. That's Dylan Basin in the 84. He's going to be the first to make a bold move. Look, you don't usually make that shot up high, but you don't really get much of a chance if you're running single file. He seems speedy on the top. Basin genuinely seems like he loves that top, and he's rolling it. He's making it work every single time.
Yeah, that 84, he's quick. He's the only one I've seen to actually make passes on the top side. He got by Dyson on the top. Now he's trying to look to get by the 22 of Alex Murray on the top of the racetrack. I don't think single file restarts are going to help much. I'm just going to put that out there, folks. They're already too wide in a lot of spots. And not to mention the wrecks have not come from them being multiple lanes wide. It's been from entry to corner or in the middle of the corner over driving it. So I don't know. We're going to see how it goes. But that just means that the leader is going to be able to catch lap traffic even faster. For example, Stephen Williams, currently the last car in line, is exiting turn 2 right now as the leader enters turn 1. You're looking at your screen right now, though. You can see that 98 right there. It's the last car in line. If you look out the back of the car, you'll see the leader entering that exact corner. So he's going to get there quicker than he would if they were double file. It's just a matter of time as they're still side-by-side for position right now with, I believe that's the 19 of Hutchinson. Take a look there. Hutchinson and the 23 side-by-side for position.
I showed a wide out angle there to show just how close the snake was, but actually that inside not able to move, Ralph Hutchinson doesn't really get it done. And I mean, a lot of people stereotype Martinsville as like the outside's a death sentence, but I think you don't want to willingly go there unless you are the 84 car somehow. But in exchange, it does seem as if you can hustle it, you can get yourself back into that single file line, and that's arguably where you want to be. It doesn't seem to doom your race completely.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing that I want to mention before we continue any further is just this is going to be a lap car race. You're going to have to be able to manage lap traffic if you're going to be able to win it. That's normal at most short tracks. And, man, it's just something that Conklin's going to be able to navigate, but he's got Patrick Gitter, Nolan Hodgson right on his 6th. Basin now moves up to 4th. with Murray running in 5th. They
Look
are
how
all
close he
really
is.
single file.
Look how close he is to the traffic. I mean, yeah, that is the single file effect, and we're going to run right in. I've not done the maths, but I'm going to call this our longest green flag run so far, by the way. So get a round of applause to the whole. Get a round of applause to the whole chat. I think that's the button worth looking for. We've done it.
It has been done. But as I look at this track, it reminds me of the first race they ever ran at Martinsville in the next gen car. It is single file throughout the entire field. There is not a single side-by-side battle anywhere on the racetrack. However, the 84 is pressuring the 12. That's for 3rd place. He's going to be the first one to make a side-by-side move to the inside. Payson trying to move up an extra spot into a podium position. It looks like he's going to be there, but look at Alex Murray also looking to capitalize on the opportunity that was opened by Dylan Basin there.
I mean, on one hand, a little bit of a shoulder check trying to warn that inside car. It's not going to stop him one bit, actually. I mean, I don't know whether it's half Dylan Basin being absolutely electric so far, and I'm going to be watching him all race. He seems like he's a fast climber, or whether it was also just Hodgson having a bad run because he gave up 2 in one go, and I wonder if Dyson will be next.
Absolutely. Now, one car I want to highlight for a second who's in the middle of a great battle I'm seeing, the 67 of June Salim, if we can take a look at him for a quick moment. I do want to tell you a little bit about this guy. He's kind of new to this series, remember? And he's 17 years old. He's a house driver for EPI, right? He's out of Glenville, Illinois, in the Chicago suburbs. His parents are from South Korea, and he's been on iRacing since 2021. This kid, he's running all 3 series, but mostly the B car opens, depending on what's popping. He says he's grown a ton over the course of his career, and his biggest weakness is not calming down during the race, and he's still working on it. So he's super excited to be here tonight, and he was hoping for... sorry, let me check that again. He's looking for some solid results and hoping to contend for wins down the road, as he's under fire right now from the 16 of... let's see, that's Wood, I believe, isn't that right?
Yeah, it's David Wood. If someone slows down Sean Conklin this season, I do think Jun Salim could be in well for a chance for a win. He's been incredibly impressive throughout the season. This is one of the hardest tracks to really adjust yourself to, but he's always had a consistent spark in him. I mean, currently we have a championship dominator that someone's going to work out how to beat. But past that point, I'd look out for him. I bet he should get a win.
Oh, yeah, DeCiani, he just got past DeCiani in the 4 car, who has a little bit of front nose damage in that 4 car. He's getting out of the way. I think he's going the wrong way. Something must have happened to DeCiani in the last handful of laps. I'll take a look and see what I can find.
Wasn't he caught up in one of those wrecks? I swear he was one of those cars.
I believe he was.
Took a shove to
yes,
the
he
nose.
was.
It hurt.
So that's where that came from, yeah. He's right now under fire now from Adam Benefiel, who had a great night yesterday. Ended up getting a top 5, finishing in 4th place in that 83 car. Always entertaining. Never a dull moment with Adam Benefiel.
You know what? Listen, despite any feelings, I do genuinely enjoy any feelings on any side. I genuinely enjoy the chance to sit with Adam Benefiel in an interview after a race, even if I'm not speaking. I think that you need personalities in leagues like this. You need people who you recognize the personality, and I feel like he certainly fits that bill more than anyone else, and he always has something to say, whether or not he's having fun with his friend or something's actually annoyed him on the racetrack. You do need it.
Agreed. Anyway, folks, take a look right here. Battle for second starting to heat up. Dylan Basin and that Ryko car is just absolutely on rails. He just got by Patrick Gitter as the battle for 4th now is underway. 22 of... that's a lap car, I should say. So that's something to keep in mind. A lot of cars are going to be side by side now, I think. We're starting to see that happen throughout the field. It's going to be hard to actually call this one. We're going to try and focus on the top 10 drivers. If we see something wild back outside the top 10, we'll call it when we see it. But for right now, we'll focus on the top 10 cars. Yunso Lim is right now trying to battle with the 19 of Hutchinson. He's trying to get a spot for 10th place, but he's blinking in and out that 67 right now. That's for 10th place.
Nicholas Roman dropping back at the same time. Really dropping down. He's having a bad one on the track. I think I've heard some We've already had one disabled chat, by the way. We've already had one that just they said they're going to really crack down on the chat this race and make sure that people don't talk too much. On the outside, Salim, he's going to make P10 pretty easily, making up places, making up pace. This is where he started, but dropped a little bit at the beginning of the runs. He's getting faster as they go on.
Side by side, you see the 16 of Matthew David Wood trying to go around the 19 of Ralph Hutchinson, and I think that outside line's starting to come in. I mean, you're noticing cars are making passes on the top lane way more often, and the reason why the 07's chat was muted was because he had a little run-in with the leader back on lap 48. He almost wrecked the leader, the 07 did. He got moved out of the way by Conklin, and the 07 was not happy about it. So that's why a little chat mute happened back about 8-9 laps ago. It was actually kind of chaotic to watch.
Let's see if I can get
I just
this.
now went back and found
Let's
it.
see if I can get I'm on his 47, or is it his 40? The laps are so quick here, it's not going to matter, quite frankly. Here's Jeremy B. Brown, though. I could see Conklin behind, so I can see how this is going to end, I think.
Yep. So this is actually a great point to watch. I'm going to keep an eye on live, too, to make sure if there's anything happening, we'll keep an eye on it right now. Not seeing too much, but this is going to be something that's going to be interesting to keep in mind. Watch this, the 07 when he catches him. I believe it's going to be the next lap is when this might happen. You see. He's going to get right to the back bumper going into turns number 3 and 4. I think it has to be this lap. I think is going to be the right time for that to happen. 58 going higher in the racetrack. You can see that's whenever that top line started coming in. We're still green out there on the racetrack live right now. Keep that in mind. Here he goes. He goes into the corner, gives him a shot in the 07, 2 shots, gets him loose off the corner, almost wrecks the car, saves it down the straightaway. 60 got loose up ahead. 07 chases him in and gives him a shot in the back bumper again. This is just Martinsville anger getting at each other. Wreck it on the front straightaway. There goes Jedi Taylor in the 60 car. Front stretch, going the wrong way. Caution's going to come out in the 60 car, facing the wrong way on the front straightaway.
Here it comes, is Jason Taylor. The way that wreck happens makes me think it's either a little tap. Oh, it was a little tap. It was already a lap car. It's very difficult to know where to go as a lap car on this track, and someone missed the memo on the communication on corner exit here. He's up wide, up and high. There's the 12. He gets wobbly on exit. The 12's not at all ready for that pace. Taylor's around.
Yep, so he got his right side tires up there in the black tarmac like he called it earlier. And when that happens, the car just is going to get loose on the exit. That's just how it is. You can see those marbles on the racetrack now, those little black spots all across that line. It is going to make the car loose, and you're going to get loose on exit. He did. In the last couple laps, he's been actually struggling, that 60 car, to keep the car underneath him. And that will be our next caution. I think that's caution number 5. Is that right? Lap 62?
Did I lose count? Have I lost count already?
I think we're at 5.
Oh, no.
I think we're at 5. No, we are at 5. I'm going to say we're at 5. If I'm wrong, so be it. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. That's how it is. We're trying to make it to lap 80, folks. Lap 80. That is stage 1 finish. We're trying to get to that point. Once we hit stage 1 finish, then we'll go from there. But on pit road, take a look at this. We have a couple cars that were fast choosing to go down pit road. Nolan Hodgson, who got some damage from that contact early on. See the 97 of Lucas Hoytsma, Nicholas Vroman, DeCiani, Casey Graves, Thomas Kulmacheski on pit road. Bunch of guys choosing to head down. And this is one of my favorite views in all of motorsport right here. If we could actually zoom the camera out slightly, if there's a way we can do that live, I don't know if we can.
There might be. There we go.
Yep.
Look
right, a little further forward, We'll get there. We'll perfect this. Right? You want the ticker to be right on the edge of that. You got it right there. Perfect. Beautiful. This is my favorite way to watch a race if you ever go to Martinsville in person. Favorite spot to sit is right here. You don't have to turn your head left or right. You can see everything on a racetrack, and you can see the finish on your left just fine. You just turn your eyes, not your head. If you ever sit on the front stretch, you're turning your head left and right so much you might get a headache. You know, your head's on a swivel. But in this corner, you can just sit back, relax. Same thing at Bristol. They have a very similar layout. And as you can see, cars coming off pit road, all the cars doubled up on the restart, ready to go. We'll bring that camera angle up throughout the course of this race. Some of my favorite views is that way. It's how I watch races at Martinsville. And we're seeing cars doing tire warming techniques. They are swerving the car left and right, trying to put some heat in the tires for the restart. This is our first restart where we have slightly used tires going out there. Let's see how the tires do on a restart. 2 Ryko guys on the front row through the restart zone. We are back underway. Top 3 have single filed out, as it looks like top 4 now have side by side for 4th. As we got a crash again, Jeremy B. Brown in the 07 up in the outside wall, contact with more cars. There is a 3-car incident in turn 2. That will bring out yet another caution. The 07 has decided to Alt F4, and I believe he has left the server. He is done for the day. I hate to say that for Jeremy B. Brown. He just overdrove the entry, got sideways, loose, and this 44 of Cliff Mullins got sideways earlier, a different, unrelated incident. Let's look at the 44 to see what happened to him, too.
One more view of this, and then we'll take a peek back there as well. You know, if the day at Martinsville isn't going your way, why get through that much more of it? Oh, up wide in the corner, just about misses braking, and yet something else happened to that 44.
Yep. It was unrelated, so the 44 goes in there. I think he was on the top 3 wide, but we'll see what happens here. He goes to the outside of William Owens. See Chad Center and the 24 right in front of him. They're going to split it 3 wide. 30 car dives it in deep. When that happens, the 44 is up out of the groove. He tries to turn down and contact. Both cars do not have a good outcome out of that. They're having to come down pit road to get that damage repaired. And that's like one of the worst ways you could hit a car in these next gens. Sideways. Hitting a sideways hit like that always does something to the suspension, and it just kills the car. I'm hoping he gets it fixed, but it's going to be a minute before we see it. I'm starting to also notice cars cutting it really close. Oh, Nolan Hodgson might get left out. No, he beats the pace car out barely. I think he sped to avoid getting lapped by the pace car. I'm not sure, but it was close. Nolan, who was having a great beginning of this race, now all the way in the back of the field trying to hang on to the lead lap here, Howie.
You don't get many repairs done here before you're sort of forced back out again. It's not like a Daytona situation where you can get like a minute done and be out in time. You basically have to race your way down the pit lane and race your way back out and hope for the absolute best, but everybody made it that time. I bet, add it to the bingo card, somebody at this race is going to get left out and lose a lap to that. It's like with this many cars, this many courses a guarantee at one point. I've been told it's 6. We do have a good colleague of mine actually keeping count in the chat, so that helps. But we got 2 Ryko cars on the front row. It's Conklin and Basin.
And you said he had 6 cautions on that board, right?
He's made it to 6. I think.
All right, we're at 6. Here we go. Here we go, side by side. 2 Ryko cars getting a good jump again. They're underway, and it looks fine throughout the field. I'm not seeing too much stack up yet. Outside line there again for Basin. He's able to make that pass work. You know, something cool about Basin while we're talking about here, this car. He is someone who, how do I put this? He, I guess the best way to describe it is he's a big fan of the B movie. He has a lot of quotes from the B movie he comments on a lot. Side by side for position, though, you see Paul Hill, Dyson, 16 car, Matthew David Wood battling with the 23 of Harper. And right there in the middle, 6 car doesn't have really anywhere to go.
It's a bit of an LA traffic in the middle here. Really quite is. Double file many ways back, but up front we're keeping it pretty safe and clean for now. Basin has made his way up to 2nd though. I've been telling you he's fast, and I don't know if he has Conklin pace, but you know, he's really had to punch his way up from 15th to get to P2 on the board, and he's done it a lot through hard passing.
Well, I could say right now, you're absolutely right. Hard passing is the only way you can get it done here. Hang on to it, Delaney. He had a really loose race car. Matthew David Wood trying to take advantage of it on the top. Not going to be able to do it that time as they're still side by side for position there. Paul Hill desperately wants it, but he's still side by side with Dyson, continuing the battle. And they did a double file restart that time, so it's going to be a lot longer before they hit lap traffic this time around.
That single file was like a snake where you already see the back of the snake by the time you hit the front of it. And it's just very easy to lose laps. A lot of drivers losing laps 30th all the way down to 36th. Losing them.
Oh, there goes
Dyson!
Spinning on the front straightaway. Oh, no, he made contact with the car. We are under yellow again. The 41 of Andrew Dyson got some contact, got loose, came down into the inside wall, and yet another caution. That's number 7 in 76 laps so far. Whew. I will tell you what there, Howie. That is chaotic. Let's see what happened to the 41.
Not the stage, we've been told. Not the stage. So we're going to have a race to the finish. Here's the 41 on the inside line. You could kind of see this one going wrong for a long, long time. 26 pushed out wide. And it's minor. There's almost nothing in that. That's just the car's width just not quite being where it is.
Yeah, that's just a misjudgment, racing incident. I wouldn't be too concerned with that one. Obviously, the 41 got the worst end of the deal, but unfortunate for him. More cars coming down pit road. If you want to flip the stage, this might be a good time to come down pit road. 41's going to lead him down, actually, so that might benefit him later, depending on if folks come down pit road. It actually looks like that everyone's coming down pit road. The leaders are on pit road right now.
Now seems like it, I mean, they were told it's not the... They were told this isn't the stage unless Bryson has made a mistake here on the laps. Guess they're just choosing to throw away those stage points.
Actually, this is...
yeah, that's what he claimed on the chat at the point, but I'm looking at the same lap count as you are, and I'm thinking, like, there isn't a way to restart this stage at 480, right?
That must have been the stage. Yeah, that had to have been the stage. So we're going to say it is the stage.
I'm just not
that's
going to
what
show
we'll go
top 10
with
results,
right there.
and we'll just let them work out what the points are, okay?
Right. That has to be the stage. It's the only way that makes sense. That's the only reason why the Conklin would come down. Right there, actually, he did not. This actually shakes up the order big time because some folks came down pit road when the pit road first opened. Other cars came down a lap later. The leaders came down a lap later. This is a very technical problem here that's kind of jumbled up the field. Now Lucas Hoytsma and Casey Graves are going to be your front row.
And I guess, do we just restart like this?
I mean, they're still trying to figure out the order. Dyson's trying to get organized. Medina's trying to get organized. Some cars are still on pit road. They have the caution lights still on the pace car, so we're still going green.
Well, yeah, we've definitely like made it over the 80 marker.
Yeah, we're at 80. It's over.
Yeah. Well, let's just get it rolling again, I guess, for our second stage of racing. 4 drivers on the front and all the tyres. Lucas Hoytsma, Casey Graves, Nicholas Roman, Thomas Kumacheski don't seem up there all the time.
We know Hoytsma and Vroman are normally up towards the front. Casey Graves is a great driver moving up. Kumacheski's fast on fresh tires. I know that. He's a great driver. Good guy. That is stage. So we'll have to go back and look at the results there when the caution came out. My guess is what they'll do. I'm sure that will be posted after the race. But for now, we'll just call it a wash. I won't be able to have a great answer here until that time. But here we go for the restart. Lucas Hoytsma is going to have the lead now on 19-lap-old tires. Through that restart zone, we are back underway. First restart of the day with someone other than a Ryko car in the lead. And Conklin and Basin are mild back in traffic in the middle of the field. They got a long way to go.
Well, we're on pit road, and now, I mean, I honestly, I mean, I don't know about Conklin's ability to get through traffic, because we've not seen much of it. Do think we'll be seeing a lot of it from Basin, though. Really, really hugging that bottom line. And he's able to get himself moving even on the top around drivers. Hoytsman's actually flying away, though, up for around 7 tenths.
Yeah,
to
great
the rest
restart.
Of the field.
A great restart for that 97. Just constantly moving forward. And just to let you guys know, we're going to have Justin Prince joining us up here in the booth. He just got done broadcasting with the 12 Hours of Sebring. Justin, you got a copy here, pal?
Yes, indeed, I am. After 9 hours of commentary, 6 hours straight recently, going to be excited once jumping in here, once the action sees some yellow flags. But right now, this green flag run, seeing a lot of the cars getting into a rhythm.
You're absolutely right. It's good to have you back, man. Welcome to the oval world. Sebring's probably, man, I don't know. It's a different style. But now, I'm sorry, Howie. Didn't realize that was the plan. Trying to make sure I did this right. My bad. Out of order. Yeah, that's fine. We'll live with it. All right, here we go. What I can say is I am stunned with this new top 10. Oh, wrecking on the back straightaway. The 6 car Delaney got involved in something. 29 of Tanner Marty saves the car, stays green. That is, they were wrecking, but somehow they kept the car going.
Yeah, Marty, in fact, got a quarter panel contact that nearly spun him around down the back straightaway. Oh, wow. Some of these other cars looking to battle with the jumbled up order. Hunter Trudeau, a different look tonight on the 71 car. Looking to get himself steadied in the Easton and White Archery car. Oh, wow. Graves, decent squeeze in the black flag machine, lets him on through.
You can see right now one car side by side for position. Paul Gallimore in the 21, just a little bit of cars behind this, that 11 car. You know, I wanted to mention him today because he's going to be one of the drivers I want to highlight. He reached out to me and he said that he lives very close to Martinsville. It's his home track. He's been going there since the 1980s. He's definitely not as good as these guys here tonight, and that is his own words he sent me in a DM, not my personal opinion. He is under fire, though. He's going to be in the middle, 3 wide. Look out. Hang on to it, Paul.
Oh, look at that in terms of some of the contact yet again. Gallimore getting moved back as a result of the bump and run. And I know we'll expect and have that happen a lot of times over the course of the night, as drivers just do not want to stay patient in the course of this one. All of this as well, a lot of these cars think about, can they make sure they have the long run pace? So far this run, they've had about 0.2 of a second of fall off with the course of this one so far.
Yeah, not much fall off at all. Yeah, it's going to actually, let me take that back. This is something that I just like to watch. Drivers going from the back to the front. You can see that right now. Matthew David Wood on the outside, but he's competing with the guy who was running away with this race for the entirety of the first stage. He had a lead, couldn't give it up all the way to the end of the stage, and now he's trying to chase back down a top 10 position. Currently running in 8th. He's trying to go further, but he's got Raymond Root right in front of him, who started nearly dead last, all the way up to 7th. What a great recovery for the 51 in that Precision Speed Solutions car.
Yeah, getting the rotation down so far, and I know they've put in a lot of work, as many people are, in terms of making sure the setup is there for today and for this week. Here with the Paperclip. Well, here I know drivers like Komacheski in the midst of this battle, though, trying to really park it on the inside, make sure that no one else is able to roll by them. I think eventually Conklin's going to move him and will.
Yeah, he gave him a bumper shot right there. 88 gets down and out of the way. It's one of those normal Martinsville moves. You give the guy a shot and say, hey, man, I'm faster. Either you're going to move or I'm going to move you. That's absolutely Martinsville 101. There is a difference between that and overdriving a corner, though. I'm just going to make sure that that is well and apparent. Side by side right now for that position again. Sean Conklin now moving up an extra spot. Matthew David Wood as well, sporting that 16 Greg Biffle paint scheme. He got there goes Raymond Root spinning on the front straightaway, saves the car, keeps it going straight. No caution yet, staying green.
I think he avoided hitting the wall also. Yet again, so easy to do that with this car, Kirk, I think you would say. Because with the way it handles off quarter exit, look at Graves though. He just missed the bottom.
Man, it just gets harder and harder to drive the longer you go. That's how it is. Matthew David Wood's trying to hang on for dear life. He knows he's got one of the fastest cars in the field right on his back bumper, trying to make a move down to the inside now. I think he's going to be able to make that pass work here going into turns 3 and 4, or will the 16 have something for him on the top side? Remember, that top side just seems to come in the longer the run goes. It just seems to carry a lot more momentum. So that top side can actually compete really well the longer we go.
Yeah, as Wood stuffs into the wall, I think a lot of these cars are really getting that rotation done up there, and it's not like in past Paperclip races where it's hard to make moves to the high side. With the way this works, I've seen a lot of people really searched for grip around lately in the Paperclip in various different races. Looking like this case for Wood, it's not working out as Basin has the faster car.
You know, they're going to be able to try and chase down the next place car, which is going to be fourth right now, run by Hunter Truel. Like you said, he had a different paint scheme this week. Still side by side back behind these guys, though. This, again, is for the 7th place spot. Matthew David Wood going the wrong direction as these guys trying to take back their spots they lost at the stage. Got a long way to go, but we're having this is probably the longest green flag run of the race so far. Had a lot of near cautions, but this is Martinsville. We're going to see more. That's just how it is. And cars that are struggling today that you normally wouldn't expect to see towards the back of the field. I do want to bring that up a little bit here today. Drivers that are really like that right now, you know, Cameron Stone, for example. I know Cameron Stone is a fantastic Martinsville racer in that 57 car. He's normally really hard to beat, but right now he's mired back in 21st. Nolan Hodgson, who was running in the top 3 earlier in this race, he's running right now 20th. He's got a long ways to go to try and catch back up. Oh, there goes Stone. He just goes around just like that, right as we were talking about him. Having a rough day, goes worse for the 57. And he's someone who likes Martinsville. I remember he won here in the past in the Friday Night Lights series, but just over. Oh, the one car, Dustin Hall, gets into the back bumper and sends them. I think they're teammates, aren't they?
Yeah, just way too deep on the corner entry. By the way, this could have had a caution much earlier to this point. Remember the Tanner Marti situation? Part of the reason he got into that was he was lifting to get out of the way of DeCiani. The Delaney still comes up and just clips him. Does a great job to avoid contact with the wall. Well, Root, in his circumstance, was simple. Got loose off corner exit, trying to rotate, especially with drivers like Conklin already providing pressure from behind. Hits the gas a little bit too eagerly and locks it down. Doesn't even scrape the wall.
Great job avoiding the inside wall. That's difficult to do. Did good there, not sending the car around. You can also see that wreck that happened, man. If we could, can we take a look and see what happened with the one car of Dustin Hall again from his onboard? Because I think that will show quite a bit of what exactly went down under that last caution there. Here's the replay. Take a look at the one car. He's going to be, let's see, is this the right spot? I think this is under caution.
Yeah, so see this in a moment here. There it is.
There we go, right here, on board.
Just gave him a shot too deep on the braking zone. I think he missed it by a few feet.
It's one of my favorite shots in the world whenever you look at a car from that goes into the corner and makes contact with another, and you can just see it, how it looks. That's like promo material. You look at that and you're like, wow, that's right. That's wild. That's how you get the regular Joe who doesn't necessarily know anything about racing to be like, oh, that was cool. You watch Talladega Nights, it's in the opening segment, you know, when he saw the Tide car wrecked in his mirror. It's something that makes regular folk just be like, wow, that was cool. Might be worth watching.
Yeah, and right now, as we get set to go to turn off the lights, Lucas Hoytsma taking the top once again here. Hoytsma having a hard time relinquishing the lead. That's a good thing, by the way. Want to try to say he's fast here tonight, Kirk, wouldn't you say?
Oh, he's quick, no doubt about it. Hoytsma, he started in the back, though. He had a lot of things to overcome to get to this point. But him, and you also see the 95 of Roman, they were in the back of the field for the majority of the first stage. But they cycled to the front at the end of the first stage, and now they're leading this thing. And them, Harper, and also Truel right behind them, all were the ones that cycled to the front. But take a look now. That closes the gap between the two that were leading this thing. It is, of course, you got Conklin and Basin right there trying to take advantage of them both as we're back underway into turn number 1.
Making their way down the back straight away. Timothy Harper trying to hold on his strategy. All while Conklin looking to build off what was described when it comes to Howie Burrows as one of the most dominant races in iRacing I think he had seen. And I'd argue one of the better ones you'll see on the platform. 245 laps led for the Nostalgia 400 last week and lapped all but 6 cars in the end of that one. Conklin is doing a very good job on the roll, passing some of these drivers, but is boxed in with Truel, parking it
This is exactly what Lucas Hoitzman wants to see in his mirror. 2 cars blocking the way of the 2 Ryko cars. Exactly what he wants to see. He's going to try and get away as far as he can before these guys try to make their way through. But you see Vroman, he's normally very quick all the time. He's got a good car. Same thing with the 71. He's trying to make a pass on the outside. It's got a long way to go to be able to make it work. But I think he's got a good run here. He might do it.
Oh, might think about 3 wide. Almost got to the bumper of the 71 for good measure. Looks like Drill able to get the rotation, and that opens the door immediately for Conklin to get alongside the 95. The Pink Machine stick to the inside, and now look to see what happens with Conklin immediately going for the attack for second. Remember, it's a Ryko power plant up at the front too when it comes to Black Flag for a majority of their entries, and Conklin wants to join them.
Oh, contact out of the corner with the 71 and Conklin. Conklin now getting up to second place. He's just on another planet. That guy's just going so dang fast. And ever since he started racing in the FLCC, he's taken over the world. He's now the points leader. He's dominated the last race. He won the race prior to that, and now he has a good shot with the fastest car today, at least from what we've seen so far. He's going to be in the lead of this thing if he's able to continue this pace. He's going to be there.
Last time by a 10th quicker when it comes to Conklin. Again, one of our longer runs you can argue so far is to make the way off the corner. Right now, one of the drivers to also think about since jumping into
wrecking on a turn, entering to turn number 3, the 26th of Paul Hill going around.
Oh, I think he hit the pit entry too. Hill might actually get himself Black Flag because he clipped the left side tires on the entry. Now he's going to wreck it again.
Oh, man, something's going on with that 26. He needs to get back on the gas. No cautions out as they're side-by-side for the lead right now. Conklin's trying to make a pass, but we'll go back and take a look at the 26.
I don't know why he came up.
Still side-by-side for the lead.
Here he goes for the point. Conklin's got the inside. Hoitzma trying to give him some squeezes. Remember earlier, some of the battling in front of the Ryko cars had been for a few laps of fighting. Hoitzma gives space on exit. New leader, Sean Conklin, to the point of the 58. And here comes Basin.
Following him through. 1, 2, here we do. That's what they're going through. There's a lot of rhyme in there. My bad. None of that made any sense. But yeah, he's going for it. Trying to go to the outside now of the 97.
Yeah, I think right now, do you think this is really with the time at the caution flag, some of the tire stints come into play, Kirk, or is this for them in terms of this just a little bit quicker overall here? You'd have to say we have a wreck anyway, caution.
Yeah, Harper, I believe, in the 23 car is facing the wrong way on the front straightaway. I think that's Harper. Yes, it is. Facing the wrong way on the front stretch. See what happened to Harper to bring out this next yellow here. Going into the corner, you see Adam Benefield there in the 83 on his back bumper. And there you go. Some contact, sends the 23 around.
I think Harper was trying to diamond the corner, I think you could argue, Kirk, because if you look at the angle from where the bumper was Benefield, there was that set initially by the 83, but he was trying to cut the corner. By the way, Paul Hill, this is above. I'm surprised this wasn't the caution a few laps before. I still don't understand why Hill just came up the middle straightaway into the fender of the 23.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the side draft. Side drafts sometimes make you, when you're on that point in the corner, you can absolutely get sucked into the car on the outside. That's just how it is. But yeah, here was the pass for second. You see the 84 going by on the top side. I don't think, let's take a look at it again. Here we go. Let's get on board if we can with the 83. If we have a chance to get on board with the 83, that'd be good to watch. But for here, he's trying to show the nose. He says, hey, I'm going to try and make a pass here. 23 goes down, overdrives the entry. That's going to open the door for the 83. 83's there, and just the 23 tried to diamond it like he said, and he came down. So he's showing the nose. He's there. 23 overdrives, dives it in, and yeah, 23 just comes down on him.
Yeah, I know his argument is, why didn't you give me some give and take, wait in our corner? In that circumstance, Benefield just had the better roll, you can argue, as the airplane. But now, yeah, exactly. But as you can see, a lot of people in the mid-pack pit, but the front of the field staying out 45 laps into their stints, by the way. Remember, the stage ends at lap 180, so with so many caution flags, we're at 9, I believe, thanks to the person in our comment section who's keeping track of the entire caution board here tonight. It's been an interesting night for our competitors. It's going to be interesting how the older tires hold up.
One thing I do want to reiterate, we're about to get the restart here again. We got 2 of these Ryko cars up front. They have just been class of the field. They got the set, and they got 2 drivers who are pretty dang good at what they do. They're up front leading this thing, and they made it way through the field without any pit strategy. They drove through it. They have the fastest cars today. So now, what are they going to do whenever we get the green flag back underway? You got Gitter and Truel. These guys are quick, too. I'm sure they'd love to try and make a move on them. Let's see what happens through the restart zone. Back underway.
Clean start for the Ryko cars, but expect to send for the 71. Remember, the freshies are going to be about where Hoytsma is, around 13, 14 spot. Give or take 15th for this lunge. Top 2 make their way up through 1 and 2. But Patrick Gitter trying to fight hard at this moment.
Oh, wrecking turn 4, Tanner Marty. Tanner Marty's turned around, kept the car straight. 29 car, Marty was the car who got around, but they're still side-by-side battling for 6th now. They saved the car after going to a near stop in the corner. Let's take a look at it.
I don't know about the circumstance. Look at the 62 here, Kirk. Why was he way up high? Marty does a great job.
He tried to avoid contact.
Yeah. Look at that. Got loose initially. I think he was trying to cover off the 62, but the 62 stayed committed. Kind of spooked him.
Definitely jumped out at me. Take a look now who's in the top 5. 2 new drivers that haven't been there all day. First time we've seen Adam Benefield now trying to go for a top 5 spot.
He talked about he was on the move from one of the earlier bits of contact. Well, he's doing well. He's once the drivers with old tires. Here's the thing, though. Wood pit a couple cautions ago. As fresher rubber, it is picking them off slowly, 1 by 1. Now, at some point, Wood may get a little bit impatient here and maybe try and use the bumper for his sake. Murray nearly slaps the wall down as he pushes tight. Here comes one of the EPI cars in limp trying to make a move.
Side by side with him right now. That's the first side-by-side battle on the racetrack. Looks like they might get that settled out before he exits turn 4. We'll find out. But yeah, you're right. Matthew David Wood, top 5 spot in that 16 throwback. Love to see it. Love to see anything that has to do with Greg Biffle towards the front of the field. I'm very happy for that.
Absolutely. Owen Hodgson, by the way, who was one of the drivers who did well with the pole ward last week. Look at him trying to work the inside. Keep in mind, older tires had to give it up to the 97. And right now, Lucas Hoytsma using the outside of his advantage. The tire difference you would think would be a lot faster, but Hoytsma is so boxed in. Conklin is running the same pace as those on freshies. Your contact behind as at least 2 to 3 cars lunged in. Stone hitting into the wall.
And I don't think he's done yet. We got to hang on to the car, keep it going. Yeah, no problems. Yeah, you can still drive. Come on, keep that car going. Stone, you got this.
Yeah, look at that parking lot. Delaney gave him a shot up the hill, and the Tiger Cat able to avoid any more contact to the wall outside of a small scrape, but did cost himself a few spots here. How frustrating is that as a driver when you get a stack up like that and you're basically moved out of the way with basically accidentally in that case?
Well, it ticks you off. You're still mad. You're gonna be angry. I know Cameron Stone. We were talking I saw him say in the chat prior to the race that if we brought him in after an incident, he would most likely be swearing up a storm. So he's someone who absolutely gets mad over even the littlest of deals. So he wants to be raced with respect, and he got knocked up out of the way. And obviously, this is one of his. I thought this was like his baby. I thought Martinsville was his thing. But today he's just having so many problems that not necessarily of his doing, and I feel really bad for him. I hope he's able to find some sort of recovery way to get back to a top 10 finish, but he's got a long way to go to be able to do that right now.
By the way, we've been looking as we go at Wood. His efforts to try and move ahead. Hoytsma for his efforts. He's got it up to 8th at least, but it's still having a hard time picking off these drivers. Alex Murray giving him a little bit of space this time. Good effort from Murray, I think you could say also. Drivers up and down this season in the 22 camp. But top 10 pace all night for the PSS car. Now gets right behind Hoytsma. Settles back on in.
You're going to start... Oh, actually, what a respectful move. I got to call this out. The 83 of Adam Benefield was respectful on a radio here just now. I want to share this with you. He decided that he was going to let the car behind him go because the 16 was trying to pass him for a handful of laps and just never got a chance at it. He went on the radio and said, go ahead and have it. You're faster than me. Go right ahead. And that is extremely respectful driving from the 83. A lot of respect for that 83 after seeing that. That was really good to watch.
I think he didn't want to risk any incidents. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll get you later, is what he's saying. He's going to pass him later. That's it, yeah.
Especially if there's an air caution and they swap the tire strategies in terms of the play out, yeah. Less than 40 to go in the stage, by the way. Get DeCiani looking ahead. Right now, he is second on the new tire strategy. He's having an even harder time than what the 97's doing in terms of passes. Just cannot seem to get the exits he needs to power his way to set up an entry.
It doesn't look like he can at all power that exit. Ford car, though, DeCiani, he had damage from an earlier caution on the front end. I don't know if there's any residual damage that might be hurting his drive off. But right now, still for him, he's in a top 10 spot. Better than a third of the field could say. I bet he'd be pretty happy about that, but obviously he wants some more. It's right in front of him. Gets into the wall. June Salim, 17-year-old kid from the south side of Chicago, from Chicago, I should say, one of the suburbs of Chicago. Yeah, his parents are from South Korea, though. I talked to him prior to the race, and he's doing really well today. Running 8th place, rookie, brand new to the series for the last 5 or 6 races. He's been impressing everybody, and I think he's going to be a great addition to the series as you see Chad Sander go down pit road just a moment ago with a little bit of damage on the front end.
It's been really fun to see where things have shuffled out amongst this pack. All this is, wow, that 67 you're just talking about to get the job done on older tires. On Trill is doing a really good job for his sake. Also, there's the give and take. The I-car moves up in our spot as they shuffle their way ahead. Quickly zooming towards 30 to go in the stage, by the way, as we progress. After all the cautions, after all the attrition that was talked about before it was finishing up in the 12 hours with Sebring, one of the major things talked about was there were 3 cautions the first 20 plus laps. They're not racing like there's going to be a caution fiesta here. They've really steadied on out in showing the talent of the field. The SOF, if this was an official race, Kirk, more than 4,300.
Oh, yeah. That's just how you know you're racing with some good guys out there. Man, it makes me excited to be a fan of racing when you get to see these high competitive races. And when you're a part of them too, it's a pain in the neck because it's so hard to pass. You gotta practice so much to be staying competitive. And looking at this top 3, you can see the difference. Conklin and Basin are now scooting out to almost a 2.5 second lead at Martinsville. That just says a lot. Throughout the field, they're still battling on, but those two have really just scooted out, even though they're dealing with lap traffic. Not right now, actually. They got a little bit of open and clean track right now. And they're running a unique line compared to some of the other drivers I'm noticing. If we could, can we take a look at the lines of, let's say, 3rd place and 4th place after we see Hutchinson get by for the 71 of Truel? Truel's going the wrong way. He's going backwards. Ever since that restart, he's been going in the wrong direction. But if we look, and Murray as well, also in the same situation, going the wrong way as well. But if we could, take a look at the 21 and the 16 for a second. This is going to be the battle for 3rd. Look at their line. They go into the corner, right down on the bottom next to that curb. They're going to do that over and over again here. Let's see what happens in this corner. 16 might take a slightly different line. We'll see. Nope, both go right back down to the bottom. Now, if you go up to the... Yeah, that's right. Benefield's moving up a whole lane, but look at the leaders. Look at the line they're running, if we can, for a quick moment. If we go up to the leaders, watch their entry here. Did they go right down to the bottom? That time, they sure did. The one behind... I hate to say that. For the last handful of laps, he's been upper lane the entire time. That one time he goes down to the apron, kills the whole thing. There we go. Yeah, he goes up. Yeah, I was about to say, they go up a lane. They're not trying to pass anybody. They just run a higher lane. And let's see if it happens again down here. I don't know if it will or not. Yeah, that time he had to pass somebody, but Basin did the same thing. So they're moving up. And it's not normal to see that at Martinsville. You normally be right down on that curb, the shortest way around, but not today.
Not with this car. Just
nope,
with
absolutely not.
The amount of roll. These drivers in this battle between Wood and Gitter are using the bottom for their sake. But I think it's just they're a little bit more comfortable maybe in terms of the setup balance to rotate from the bottom rather than try and carry the power from the second line like we're seeing, keep the RPM band a little higher.
Looking at it right now, though, you saw right there on your screen, Matthew David Wood got up to third place. He got by Patrick Gitter as the battle right now is between the 6-car Delaney and Nicholas Vroman side by side back here for 9th place. 6-car dives it in deep, tries to diamond the exit, and it looks like he's still going to be side by side on the exit of that corner.
Able to send it on the inside yet again for Delaney in that circumstance over the 95. Coming up towards 20 to go in the stage. By the way, all tires seem to be very holding up right now, to say the very least, for the front runners. I think that's going to be a little bit surprising here, at least to me, is you're talking about 19.5s for the leaders. The drivers on new tires are running 19.6s, which leads to the question, what did Ryko put in those Ryko-powered cars? I think Ken Byron has found a rocket ship with the way the top two are working. Take a look at Roop, by the way, here when he lost places again. Looks like he had technical issues that might have popped up. Stays in a rhythm at the very least, one of the part-time runners this season.
Lucas Hoytsma has been recovering well since the restart. He's all the way now up to 5th place, I believe. And he's on the back bumper of Patrick Gitter for the position. He goes into the corner, and Gitter goes up and out of the groove. He's going to lose 2 spots doing that. Both Benefield and Hoytsma get by, and that is going to be a change of 2 spots for Gitter, going from 4th back to 6th.
Yet again, going the wrong way as a result. And remember, those were drivers, in one of the cases, older tires for the case of Benefield. Yeah, pressurized the mistake, pushed him out into the marbles, forced him off the gas, has to let him on go to make sure he doesn't get into a bad spot anymore. So
up front, though, the battle for this lead starting to heat up. Basin's catching to the back bumper of Conklin. This is a closing battle here. They are 4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Conklin and Basin just on another planet, living in a new world right now. Driving way faster than anybody else, and the gaps just prove it. I mean, there's clean air behind him. Matthew David Wood's trying, and he's trying to gain back some of that time he lost. But these two are just, like I said, they got something. They got a rocket ship.
yeah, this is incredible, and I think at this point, Fan Club going to be digging and cheering things on here. Pretty good. It's going to be very difficult to stop Conklin with the way this is looking, I think, overall, unless there's somebody that moves out of the way or he's not able to slice through the traffic on a strategy offset. All that being said, a lot of those drivers with similar setups are doing well. Jason S. Taylor, by the way, lap traffic, going to hold back DeCiani for now, force him to have to lift as Lim continues to try and figure out a way to get to Delaney.
I don't know if Lim's going to be able to get up there. You're looking now at the battle back here. Paul Hill and Alex Murray. This is for 12th place position. Murray's been going the wrong way ever since the restart, just going the absolute wrong direction. And remember, folks, we're trying to get to the end of the stage here. That stage end is going to be hitting us here on lap 180. That's going to be in around 13 laps or so. We're going to get there very shortly, so be prepared. Once that caution comes out, we'll be able to re-rack them and show them. As you see, Jedi Taylor getting up out of the groove in the 60 car, trying to let those cars by.
Yeah, I think that's very nice when it comes to the lap traffic, because lap traffic at the Paperclip is a big thing, because one of the logos I think I've seen for this race coming in, I think it was adjusted afterwards, was it originally had Clippy, I think, a part of the logo set, where it said something along the lines of, it looks like you're having trouble staying green. Would you like help? I mean,
let's bring up the graphic. We got the graphic loaded up, I think.
Yeah, I think, after all, the start of the race, I think absolutely you need Clippy to assist you. I think Clippy's been put away right now.
Remember, anything's going to happen and change. Things change all the time. Keep that in mind. I always try to preface that. But look at this. I'm seeing Jun Salim getting past Patrick Gitter for position. That's moving up yet another spot up to 7th for him. Gitter going the wrong way. He was running 3rd for the majority of the beginning of this run, but has fallen back the longer the run has gone, because he's on a little older tires, but still equal tires to Yun Salim, actually. Delaney, though, in front of them, trying to move up. I'm seeing Benefield and Hoytsma starting to close in on each other. I think that the battle that I'm going to be excited for the most is looking to be that one right there with that 6 car of Delaney and the 97 of Hoytsma, which is happening right now. 6 cars getting such great runs.
Remember, one of the drivers with the same tire cycle as the 97. This is an important spot for him to try and pick up here. Get an extra spot for stage points, but also try and figure out a way to take it away from a driver's draw. And Delaney just missed the corner. Absolutely missed the cushion. Went to the marbles, could not turn.
Everybody's going higher and higher in the corners. The leaders are now up nearly a lane and a half higher than what these guys normally are running. The 6 cars doing the exact same thing. Everybody's trying to search for that clean track, and that's exactly how it looks. Look at this leader. He's going to go in the corner, and he is just way up the track. I never run that high in the old car, but now you absolutely have to in these next gens.
Especially with how things are settling on down as you see some of the onboards here. By the way, Benefield and his sake, he has still been keeping up with Wood over the course of this run and trying to keep it as well saved here in this one. I'm curious on the reasoning when it comes to Wood today. On the bumper, it says get saved on the car, I noticed. On the back bumper, that's usually not the case. So I think that's in regards to his sponsor on the hood, where he put Racers for Christ on the hood today. I know that was something I think Morgan Shepherd had sponsorship with, and that is an actually longtime iRacing generic sponsor.
Good point. That 16 car, I mean, you kind of have to be whenever you know about what happened. So, yeah, good stuff to lean on that. Leader just made contact with Raymond Root going down the back straightaway as we're coming down to get the white flag in the stage here.
My goodness, the stage has zipped on by, hasn't it? Conklin, 1 to go in the stage, only has Tanner Marty to pass. Does he want to be nice and let the 29 stay on the respective lap? Or does he want to be mean and put them as a lucky dog? Looks like he's going to be nice. He backed up the pace a little bit. Stays to the outside. Sean Conklin powers his way to the front. And the Ken Byron showcase continues. He wins stage 2.
Great finish for Matthew David Wood and Adam Benefield, 3rd and 4th tonight. Hoytsma, Delaney, Lim, Gitter, DeCiani, and Vroman are your top 10, it looks like.
So Conklin, Basin in the top 2, Wood, Benefield, Hoytsma, Delaney in the top running order, Lim, Gitter, DeCiani, Vroom. Amongst your top 10 at the end of stage 2. We have a lot of laps to go for the Paperclip. Will they need Clippy? We'll find out after pit stops. You're watching Maconi Entertainment. Welcome back, everyone, to the Paperclip 400 here for the FLCC. Clippy has assisted so many people tonight. Let's find out if he needs to assist more people in the next few minutes, because we're coming up to 1 degree. Just Prince alongside Kirk Mills, Howie Burrows, filled in as one of our commentators and as one of our producers here tonight, doing a lot of work as we see how things play out here for the field. Conklin and Basin, row 1, followed by Wood and Benefield, Hoitzma and Delaney, Getter and Lim, DeCiani and Hutchinson with the race off pit road for your top 10. We have 215 laps to decide things. I don't think the yellow flag is going to get put away yet. The green flag is out. We're backing away. Good start for the field here, Kirk, as they stay double file for about third on back yet again, as per standard. But Wood kept the track position with the call. Now has equal tires. Can really solidify his spot. All while Hoitzma wants to gain some again.
Top 4 really have single filed out. It's going to be top 5 here in a second if Hoitzman's able to clear Delaney. Delaney sends it in, though, on the top. That is for the 5th place spot. And it looks like that Hoitzman's going to get the run on the bottom. Look out, DeCiani behind them, but still side by side for that 5th place spot. Delaney really likes shooting it in on that outside line, and it just seems to be maintaining speed at this point. Whether or not he's going to be able to make the pass is yet to be seen, but I like this run right here. This might actually be it for the 6 car. Yes, it is.
Yep, nicely done from Delaney. I think now showing he's a little bit faster right now than Hoitzma. Now, the tough thing is, can he get clean air? Because we know how important that can be on the short tracks these days. In real life, dirty air is such an issue, some of the drivers will say. But remember, with these cars, it's a little bit different on the iRacing sim. And we know right now, Conklin's got the rotation down up front.
You know, one of my favorite ways, I talked about this earlier in the show, favorite ways to watch this race. Oh, wrecking on the front straightaway. The 62 spun around the wrong direction on the front straightaway. And that will bring out yet another caution. Neil Pearson in the 62. This is so unfortunate. I hate to see that happen for the 62 Neil Pearson. He's just had a rough day, gone worse, unfortunately. Gallimore on the bottom. Let's see what happened. Oh, just slight contact, and there you go. Was it Gallimore that got into him in that first wreck early on there, Howie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin came in a little late today, but I think that there might have been something between those two. I'll have to go back and check again, but
I don't think that was the factor. That loose bobble was.
Absolutely. It wasn't intentional in any way, shape, or form. It's just, you know, if we had a nickel for every time they got together, it might be 2 nickels. That's what I was trying to say.
I almost wonder if Gallimore scraped the rear quarter panel by accident on that exit, and that might have caused looseness, though. How much do you feel that little tiny bit of contact when you're mid-corner like that with the twitchiness?
Oh, you feel it big time. It changes the way the car handles. It feels like their car is wrecking loose. It's very problematic, actually. Not the best of feelings, to say the least.
And right now, a lot of people coming down pit road, as you can see. Some of the drivers like Medina, Mullins, Mesnard also came down. A few of the drivers in the back trying something different. Some taking tires, some not. Some lappers also doing the same after wave rounds, so they got the caution they needed. But remember, pit road is so tiny here, you do not have time for damage repair. Neil Pearson actually might lose a lap. I don't know if he got out before the pit road commit. I think he beat the pace car, but will the sim black flag him for it? I don't think so in that case.
Yeah, no, I think he's good. I mean, he's got that down to a science. A lot of folks have to be able to get damage repaired here. But Justin, I got a question for you. You ever been to Martinsville?
Actually, I haven't gotten the chance to even be in the state of Virginia yet.
Really? Oh, man, I recommend it. They got a great place in Abington for a theater. If you ever want to go watch a good comedy show, you can go watch a theater down there in Abington. Beautiful. But here at Martinsville, I got to tell you, the hot dogs, they talk about it all the time on the TV, but when you go there in person, you don't realize how some people really, really love it, and some people really, really hate it. I love it. It has a pink meat that just you don't get at the supermarket. It's very unique. Pink hot dogs is the best way I describe it. But chili's good. Everything's good. I recommend to anybody I recommend taking your kids there. It's a great family racetrack.
I'm not sure what you mean by pink hot dog, but I know they're good.
I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you a picture. We're going to get back underway.
We're back underway. Conklin with a good jump. I know what a hot dog looks like before anyone else. I know what a Martinsville hot dog is. I'm just not sure the visualization of the interior of the Martinsville hot dog. All that's well. The field itself, off to a good launch. Oh, you mean reddish in terms of the interior of the hot dog.
Oh, it's pink, and it looks pink. Here's another. I got another picture of it somewhere around it. But right now, look at this. Oh, battle for third place. You look at that. Delaney's right on the quarter panel of Matthew David Wood. And he almost spun him. He's still there, though. Delaney's trying to move his way forward. But Matthew's hanging tight on the top. And he's not giving him any room.
Yeah, not so much at all. Wood leads on him. Contact. Holds on to it. Delaney gave him a break. And now you can see Delaney trying to give him a little bit of a higher arc. Force him off the gas of the marbles yet again.
Man, this is awesome. I love this battle right here. 6 cars trying to, Wood's new. He's a rookie here. 6 cars been around for a lot of years. I think he's just trying to size him up, see how he handles big, heavy racing up front. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, those are the pink hot dogs you get. I can see how they could be red, but in person it feels like they're pinkish. But very good stuff. I enjoyed them.
I don't know if they call them red hots in terms of the branding for comparison's sake here, but those look very bright colored hot dogs. But I know people love them and really like to chow on them. I've heard of people eating like 10, 20 at a time.
You see Delaney made that pass for position, and now he's under fire. The 16 of Matthew David Wood's under fire from Patrick Gitter. I think Patrick Gitter here on the bottom is more of a short-run car. Same thing with the 6 of Delaney. 16 cars seemed to come in longer the cars went out on the racetrack. The longer they ran, the better they ran. Lucas Hointsman started at the back of the field today, driving to the front. He's running right now in 6th, right behind these guys. Oh, look out! Oh, he got into him. There goes the 16. The 21 of Patrick Gitter gets into Matthew David Wood and spins him out.
Caution is out again. Over rotated on the slide. I think there's a chance. It wasn't a blend down. Watch Gitter's line. I think he missed the bottom by about a couple car lengths. Half a car length.
Yeah, he 16 did absolutely nothing wrong. Mistake 100% on Patrick Gitter's part. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. That did not look intentional. You could always tell when it's intentional. In most cases, it'd be rare. But I could say here it was most likely just a mistake on Patrick Gitter. And I'm sure he'll apologize to him after the race, no doubt about it.
So again, this puts us under the caution flag with 196 laps to go. That's 11 on your caution count, by the way, here for the Paperclip. There's so much rubber buildup, you can build a cake out of all the rubber at this well. Look at all those pellets down on the yellow wood logos down the inside.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't grab a photo of my view of it, and we'll see if we can't get it on the broadcast, because this from the beginning of the race to the end of the race, I'll have a comparison for you, and it will be pretty good for you to see here. Oh, I got you.
So here we go as Mesnard will get the lucky dog. First drivers to pit were Pearson on back for more damage repair. I think at this point, with how many tire sets we had tonight, take a look at the count. You only had 7 for the Paperclip. It's not a lot of tires with the amount of caution flags you'll get here, to say the very least. I think right now, tires are going to be a thought process here with the amount of heat cycles we're going to get. Look at this with the picture. This is a good example. All those pellets are very thick.
Yeah, that's what it looks like now. And I just sent another photo of what it looked like at the beginning of the race. Let's see if we can get both up there and look at the comparison. This is in the same location just after how many laps we run so far? We're already on lap 206. So after 206 laps, we got the comparison loaded up here in just a second. We'll show you. It's kind of wild.
Yep. Right now, as we look, here's the comparison. That not only has the marbles, but there's actually some rubber itself imprinted onto the yellow pavement that's laid its way in as drivers have zipped about, making it a very greasy color. By the way, restart time. About 25 laps into the tire stints for these drivers this time. It's time for Conklin and Basin to try and work as one. The Power Rangers hit the gas as Delaney goes for second.
Oh, look out. Patrick is trying to get to the bottom. He found a hole. He had to get on the brakes pretty hard to make it work. He gets in, and now Delaney's trying to get up. Oh, they're wrecking off of turn number 2. Car's spinning. Look out, Dustin Hall.
Ralph Hutchinson also went around the 19 car, I think. He went around first. Bumper, bumper, temper, temper. I don't think this was initially intentional. Watch this. Check up, bumper, spin.
Yeah, and after that, it's just evasive maneuvers. The one car got spun after trying to, get out of the way there. Unfortunately, just got involved in it. Let's take a look again. From high above, you're looking at the one car there. The wreck's going to happen right at the top of your screen. Gets turned around, and the one car's trying to go by on the top side, but Timothy Harper in the 23 gets into his left rear quarter panel and gets him around there. You know what's actually kind of wild? I'm looking at this racetrack right now, and the worst part of the racetrack for marbles I could see is right on the exit of turn 4. It is absolutely horrible. This is like almost unrealistic amount of marbles. Look at that. I mean, you normally wouldn't see that many. Like I got a better image of it.
We originally started 0% track stay, by the way, which is low for the series, by the way. Usually they keep some rubber in it to start things off, have a groove built in. You're basically driving a very green racetrack like it rained the day before with the way they set it up, and now it's definitely not 0. It's definitely somewhere above 100, I think, because that can potentially happen with marble buildup.
Something about Martinsville. It's just something like that that makes me excited. I don't know if you've ever been to a short track like this and you stood right up on a fence whenever the cars would go by. I remember as a kid, my dad would take me to Bristol in like early 2007, 2008, around that era when Kyle Busch would dominate. And he would, and you'd stand right up on the fence. They allowed you to get close. No, they had a yellow line, but they weren't very serious about guarding you. And if you stood right up on the fence, you would have these little marbles come up and hit you in the legs, and they hurt like heck. I tell you that. They were the worst pain I had as a kid. And that's saying I had a decent childhood there, I guess, but it was not very good feeling, to say the least. So don't stand right up on the fence or sit in the front row. I always say go up a couple rows. That way you don't get hit in the head with a piece of rubber.
I mean, when I was at Daytona, I was hit in the head with the lug nut once when I was a kid.
No kidding, really?
But it was up in the third row. We're back on our way here with the Paperclip. Conklin and Basin side by side. Clearance for Conklin as he's able to get himself clear. Yeah, back in the day, I think NASCAR had a lot more lug nuts lost than people realized back in the day. Now with a single lug nut, if you're hit in the head with a lug nut, there's a huge problem with the race car because the tire's probably falling off.
Yeah, and you're going to the hospital too. Those things are heavy. Well, you can see right there, top 4 now is single filed out. Going to be top 5 here in a second. I do want to remind everybody, in terms of those cars on the lead lap, we had 36 cars start this race, and 27 of them are still running out there on the lead lap.
Not a lot of people have gotten a lap. Do you think that's just based on the caution flags, getting the amount of lucky dogs, or is it just the talent level? I know it's kind of a mix of both potentially.
I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't really know. It could be a lot of things. We had only 1 or 2 single file restarts, and those got a lot of cars a lap down. That long green flag run really got a few cars a lap down, but it's easy to get your laps back. Losing 1 lap is very difficult to gain it back here, to be honest with you. I'm going to take back the statement that it's easy. It's not. It's very hard to get your lap back. You kind of got to time it right, and everybody's got to come down pit road at the right time and beat a lucky dog. It's hard to do that, but it's easy to stay on the lead lap. Just make sure you pit at the right times. Even if you're slower, at the tail end of the field, you can stay on the tail end of the lead lap and go quite slower than the leader and still make it work.
Definitely could. Right now, seeing how things play about. The funny thing is, you mentioned in terms of getting your laps back. If you get enough caution flag, you can definitely do it. There was one time I know when I was early on in the iRacing service, in NIS it was, and remember that's 250 lap race itself, had fallen 2 laps down due to damage repairs that I had in the race. Got the laps back, drove up to the race lead, and led for a good bit, all from being multiple laps down. I still got pummeled in the next cautions that built up, were a wreck from the lead, but hey, it is possible, but only if the field doesn't have the competency to drive. In our words, they don't have Clippy.
Yeah, we need Clippy. Every single track we go to, Clippy. That's it. Bring him along. Gonna have him as a tagline now. All right. Well, man, I'm looking at this field right now. We got 180 laps to go. Is that right?
179 laps, in fact.
79. Thank you for that. I can tell you right now, looking at this, I don't see a single car out there outside of the top 2 that on raw pace can hang with Conklin or Basin. These top 2 are the only 2 that are in their own zip code together. But Basin just hasn't been able to catch up to Conklin as it is. And, it's kind of interesting to look at the history here, because there was some controversy within the Ryko team a handful of weeks ago after one of the races where we had Tommy Gossett get a full season ban from this series. But that doesn't mean that his name cannot be on the race cars. His name are on the top 2 cars. Gossett leading first and second, even though he's not here, his name's on it. So that's kind of interesting. As we got a wreck out of turn 2, Nolan Hodgson. Slow off of turn number 2, no caution yet. 12 car.
There's a clarification on that. That's not because of that situation when it comes to Gossett. That's because Gossett's family is one of the team sponsors for Ryko, and Hodgson is lucky not to be a caution.
Yeah. There he is. He's on screen. He saved the car. Got very lucky. Yeah, the point was that his last name's on the car. It was on it since the beginning of the year, but can't take his name out of the race, that's for sure.
I mean, all you can say is the Ryko cars continue to fly ahead.
Yep.
And amongst this pace right now, 1 and 2 for in-team drivers. 5th when it comes to black flag for some of the cars that have that power plant underneath them as we go. Remember, these drivers can run more than 120 laps or so on fuel if it ever comes down to it. So fuel is not going to be a talking point unless we have the longest run that a lot of these drivers may have had at the Paperclip here. Right now, this battle for 6th spot for Roman and Benefiel stays close.
Staying close is right. Right there for 6th place spot. Right behind them, you can see Alex Murray under fire from Junsa Lim right behind him as well. That's a side-by-side battle for position. Right now, currently going for the 9th place spot. Into the wall goes Lim just a little bit. And you're going to see that throughout the rest of the run. If we could actually pull up one of my favorite camera angles, the pit road one that I sent you there, Howie, just for a second. I want to show you something interesting. Take a look at this whole track. There's cars on every inch of this racetrack. You can't go stand on the racetrack for longer than a second and not see a car go by you. You're going to have a car go by you constantly now that we've gotten spread out like this.
Yeah, look at this in terms of how things have angled away. And eventually lap traffic going to come into play for a couple of these battles. Paul Hill, he tries to get inside, nothing doing. By the way, in terms of point standings, early on in the season, we've had a lot of different combinations of races. Hill, 2nd in the points coming in Munstad, 5 top 10s in 6 starts in 2026.
Paul Hill had a rough start of this race, actually. He got involved in an incident early. Same thing with the car right behind him there. Matthew David Wood got involved in an incident just a handful of laps ago. He's trying to recover well. But yeah, Paul Hill trying to make a move on DeCiani, as right behind him, Matthew David Wood trying to make a move on Truel. Both cars had, 3 of those cars had been up towards the front at one point, but all had issues to where they had to drop back a little bit further.
Yeah, it's been an interesting type of day. If you have a car that's got speed, you can find your way to the front. Maurice kept himself in the top 10 much of the way, for example. Up 71 that's been having a phenomenal day. Right now still in the top 15. Wood after his slide, still trying to find his way ahead. Did take tires, remember, after his slide. So he's slowly picking off one by one.
I'd like a hot dog. You know, I want one, Justin. I can't watch this without a hot dog in my hand. I need to eat something. I'm getting hungry looking at this. I love Martinsville for that reason, too. It's such a fun race to sit back and relax and watch from the grandstands. I always watch them from my favorite seats, the one that we had there just a second ago. You can see Matthew David Wood still trying to hang on to the spot. It looks like he's going to hang on over Truel. But, yeah, you can just picture sitting right here watching the race. Yeah, this is the other side he could sit on. Both are good. And this would have been a great way to watch the wall ride back in 2022 with Ross Chastain. But, yeah, man, get yourself a hot dog, sit back, relax, get a Coca-Cola, enjoy the race. I don't know about you, but that just sounds like a good day. Oh, yeah.
I mean, imagine that in VR, watching the virtual race cars.
I do that all the time, man. I'm going to have a skit this weekend in the highlight reel for that. I actually had that lined up a week ago, but that's cool that you mentioned it.
Battlefield got the crossover on from Vroom. Vroom lets him go, takes away 6th position. By the way, leaders are in lap traffic right now. Williams, Mullins, Medina. Are the cars getting lapped by the leader? If you are the 58, keep it clean. By the way, got a ping. Of course, Delaney, almost forgot, is also on Ryko's stuff. I feel like Ken Byron obviously is taking notes on everything said to make sure the representation is correct. But right now, their cars are flying forward. Conklin on the outside yet again. Contact from Mullins.
Wow, had a lap car touching the leader. Look out, folks. He saved the car. You saw that. Let's take a look in front of the outside, see what happened with the 44 and the 58.
I think Mullins pushed up the racetrack. Watch this. Yeah, pushed up.
Whoa, that was interesting. Good save from the 58. I thought he was going to go around.
Hey, how about that to wake you up with lap traffic saying, hello, I'm here. But remember...
He spilled his macchiato.
Okay. I was about to say, in the midst of that, these other lead lap cars, they're going to have a hard time getting around some of these drivers. This may break up some of these packs.
Oh, man. That's funny. My guess right now is that we're going to start seeing some more and more cars go a lap down if we continue seeing this green flag running. And that's more dangerous. Leaders going through Jose Medina right now on the inside. Medina's he's a rookie here. And I got to say, he's just been, very much reminding me of like a Joe Nemechek back in the early 2000s. Like, good. He's holds the line. He doesn't get into accidents that often unless it's somebody else is doing. And he keeps the car going, but he's not necessarily the fastest car out there.
Definitely not, per se. But I guess. I don't know if you're trying to call him slow or consistently quick.
No, I'm saying he's able to control his car. He has great car control.
Which, as a driver, you need that quality if you want to be able to succeed on the platform. You can be a fast driver, but if you burn up your tires or have issues in terms of keeping it stable, well, you're not going to get too many places except into the office of Nim Cross.
If you ever run in a race with him, it's so funny to watch those that don't know who he is talk like he's not there. It's actually so funny. I had too many memories of folks just starting to like say some things they probably shouldn't have in a voice chat, and then next thing you know, they're gone. It's like, okay, Nim's here. Look out. Oh,
I mean,
look at that right there. The 41's getting a little bit of pressure from Alex Murray on the racetrack. That's going to be for, what is that? That's 10th place right there.
Yeah, Dyson rather. Daiso in the Conti car. Keeping it stable, and remember Daiso having a team change early on. He's top 10. Oh no, another stack up again with the checkup. No one spins it.
Yeah, that was fun, man. That was fun to watch. All right, that ain't over yet, folks. I don't think that battling's going to be done anytime soon. Look at this. 26 going to dive it in deep on the inside. He's going to get there, but he overdrives it. Contact with Alex Murray. Gets him a little loose. Ain't over yet. They're still racing side by side. And they're now dealing with lap traffic as well. 44 of Mullins getting involved.
There's a squeeze up. DeCiani has to give it up into the marbles. He sails off. Able to get the car to rotate. Hill not afraid to get some of these elbows out, though. Able to keep up right now. Will get the give and take with the traffic. But, I mean, hearing that Matthew David Wood is apologizing on the radio for the previous push-up, I think, in regards to the DeCiani situation, lost the left front, is what he said.
Oh, no.
And I'm not talking about the tire. I mean the handling of the car, as in he lost grip in that left front.
Well, I got to give a little shout out here. We have a car that started this race, Brian Workman. He normally races in Friday Night Lights Series. He came out here to make his rookie debut here, and he went out and says that he felt like he was getting in the way, so he parked his car. And I just got to say it, Workman, come on, man. It's all right. I understand. It's a new world. I can't wait to see him at Dega. He says he's going to try and race at Dega, so that'd be cool to see him out there. And I think that's going to be a great first track for him, because that's a lot easier than going out here trying to stay on the lead lap all the time at Martinsville.
I mean, it is a hard track to make your debut at, I can argue, because
Really?
if it's a mile and a half, I mean, yeah, you're talking about you have to be hard on the brakes. You have to know the constant times to shift. You have to manage the engine temps. You got to manage the grip levels. You got to manage different lines. Oh, and by the way, there's a good chance you get involved in a wreck or two.
Yeah,
it is a hard
absolutely.
place.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Now, but Dega's not a bad spot to start, because it's just full throttle. You don't need to worry about it. You got to check up here and there, and you got to learn your way. But, Cletus McFarland's first race, I believe, was Dega, wasn't it? I think it was. Well, he raced Dega, but all I know is that it's not a bad spot to get a gist of it, I guess. To be able to compete with folks, even though you might not have the talent quite yet.
I can definitely say that at the very least. But there is one thing major to note when it comes to all of this too, is as we go about here, the run progresses, and Hoytsma having to give up a spot to Benefiel. Conti cars are picking up a little bit of pace. They've stayed only at 0.8, maybe 0.7 of a second of fall off of the course of 70s plus laps on the tires. What was the saying Jeff Gordon had a few years ago when he was the broadcast booth still, that you can drive the stock car tires on your actual car? They work so well. I think we have the same type of compound tonight with the fall off.
Good. Yeah, that's a good comment. Good reference. I would like to see the stints, though. If we could pull up the graphic for stints, that would be something that would be interesting to take a look at. It's a good thing you brought that up. 77, 76, and Matthew David Wood is at 50. So, but he also got involved in that crash where he got spun out a little bit ago, which is why he came down earlier. But now the question is, how far can we make it on fuel? I'm going to see if I can't reach down and talk to a couple guys who are out there and see if they can make it.
Yeah, I think right now, again, 120 is at least the minimum estimate. Some of the fuel estimates I'm getting on the JRT data as it comes on through, which is timing and scoring essentially, that I have on the app side, saying some of these cars could go 107 still. You're talking 4 gallons short based on how much fuel burn there is, and that is potentially an understatement. Benefiel again, making more passes. He's your fastest car on the track at the moment.
5 seconds behind the leader, though. I mean, being faster is cool and all, but Unfortunately, you just got that giant gap Conklin and Basin build, and they are together within a half a second of each other as Delaney's 4.5 back. I mean, you can't do anything about that. You can be faster on the long run all you want, but 4.5 seconds at Martinsville, good luck. You got a lot of nerve to think you can come back from that. It'd be surprising. I mean, I hope it happens. I 100% hope it does. But I have my doubts. It's just so hard to come back from that big of a gap at a track like this.
Yeah, right now you're talking some of the drivers in the top 10 are 10 seconds back of the race leader based on track position. That is not easy to come back from if it stays green. Let's put it that way at a short track even. Dyson is the outside for good measure, but looking from take away the clean air.
Also, all the cars' rotors. If you go to pit lane 2 for a quick moment and look at the rotors, you're going to see that they are just absolutely lit up. You'll see those orange glow in the tires here in the middle of the corner. Every single car that flies by, they got that orange rotor glow, and those brakes are hot. And I don't know exactly what that's going to do. It's going to overload the right front in terms of temperatures. It's only going to make that right front go hotter, wear out the right front more, make the car push, and it's going to change the handling of the car the longer the car goes green. I mean, this Martinsville, you don't get to see these long green flag runs all the time, as it looks like we may have just had a moment where Basin got up out of the groove and lost a little bit of time to the leader. Something happened to second place, Dylan Basin.
And he's dropped off a little bit. A second and a half now back of the race lead. I wonder if that's partly with the traffic per se. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he just hit a wave of traffic, Bobby Anderson and company, that really held him back here. Look at all the cars that Conklin got through, while Basin doesn't.
Yeah, so right there, he's actually right on him. He's going to be there. He's gaining a lot of ground on his teammate there. But right around here, he gets his right side tires up out of the groove, and he loses all of his momentum, goes up in the marbles, and loses all that time. Just one little mistake, 1 inch over the line, and you will go up and out of the way.
But now, it's causing a big problem when it comes to Basin at the very least, to try and keep up with his teammate. Right now, though, he's got no concerns about Delaney and company. The gap is big. By the way, pit stop time for Raymond Root. He's gone down to the marble pit to take some service under green. Looks like he's peeling straight down to the pit box.
That's the first car I've seen ever. I've watched Martinsville. I've been in a lot of races in Martinsville. I have never been a part or have seen a green flag run that got to green flag pit stops. If this continues and we get a full cycle, I would be overjoyed.
I think it's way too early to still call that, though, with 90-plus laps expected to go on the run to that end of the fuel tank. And I think there's a major concern if you do pit under green, because what happens if you pit under green here? Well, you will lose 2 laps. Most of the field never has to think about that because of cautions. Tonight, that could be a potential possibility if we continue on at the pace we're going at rapid speed for this race, by the way. This race is rocketed on by in stage 3.
It's fun to watch. Take a look here. Battle for third's going to start heating up. Adam Benefield. He's so fast today. He's going to try and get by that 6-car Delaney. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it on the bottom, but he's a guy who likes to ride the bottom all the way around. As it looks like we got another car on pit road. Jedi Taylor chooses to go down. But that 83 just knows how to make the bottom line work on the long run at any track he goes to.
And right now, Jason is Taylor, one of the lap cars, only 62 laps into the run. Expected to come down already multiple laps down for their circumstance. Benefield says thank you very much on the radio. He's up at the top 3. If this goes green, I wouldn't be surprised. This is similar to some other short tracks last year we've seen from Benefield. He might get up to the right go-karts, but it's going to require this to go all the way out.
Even then, I mean, it's going to be difficult. I hope it does. Like I said, I hope we get to see it. I've never seen it, and that would be a first for me. It looks pretty dang cool to watch, though. I'm still stunned by how you could stand anywhere on a racetrack and you'll have a car whiz by you within a second of you getting there. There's a car all over this place, and the rotors are glowing. This is just quintessential NASCAR, and I love it.
Absolutely. Look at some of these views that you have around the racetrack. Everyone gets the great chance to look. By the way, so we're still live, by the way. This is not a replay. Daiso over the back bumper of Vroom Vroom. These are teammates when it comes to this series. Looks like Vroman giving a little space on exit.
Just having some fun. I think that's cool. And not to mention, I think these guys might be a little tired too. I mean, they've been out there going green for a long time. When you're out there constantly having to concentrate like a track like this, you start getting a little tired, you know? Side by side for position like that, you're constantly on concentration mode. I cannot wait to the end of the race when the drivers, they normally like to post their little heart rates. I guarantee it, it might stay pretty high for this one. They might get some cardio done. Oh, on pit road, what the heck did I just see? Jedi Taylor is doing burnouts, pitting the wrong way on pit road. He's facing the wrong direction.
Did he just decide, you know what, I'm done? Remember, he just came out of pit road, I believe, moments ago. Yeah. He just flick spinned it into his pit stall to look cool, I think.
Keyword is look. And he missed. He went one box too far.
I mean, I guess he's done.
I hate to see it, but Dyson and Vroman, man, this is just a battle that won't quit. And look at this. That battling has brought in Matthew David Wood.
You know the wild thing? I
What's
think
that?
technically that Taylor was stopped in the box. He didn't actually tow. He just jumped out of the race car. It was so small of a gap. The sim actually didn't tow the car to the right way. If it did tow, it's sitting backwards in the pit stall. So with the iRacing, his car is just sitting in pit road.
Wait, no way. Is it still sitting backwards?
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's rare. You don't get to see that every day. You're just chilling. And the pit board's perfect for that, too.
I mean, I guess he was having some frustration for the Paperclip. He was still running decently. He was in the 20s.
Yeah.
Now, Daiso is looking for a spot for his own here.
I mean, if I were in a car, I'd be exhausted right now. No doubt about it.
It's, for some of the drivers, definitely going to have that sweaty feeling over the course of this night. 113 to go, by the way, at the stripe for the race leaders as they zoom forward. Dyson has cleared on by all this with the 95. He looks to try and find a way to get up to Hoyt's, about 3 seconds up the road next. EPI having a solid outing when it comes to Lim in the car, holding on still.
Let's show you the gap between first and third here, if we can. Can we go to pit lane 2 real quick? If we take a look here, I'll let you know when the leader comes by, and we'll show you exactly when. All right, so right now you're looking at the screen, and leader's there, right there, that blue car. Here's second place right there. Third place doesn't come into the picture until there. That is your gap between the top 3. It's almost the entire front straightaway between first and third.
So, as these drivers continue to test out the run, more than 110 laps so far in this stint. The estimated fuel box says we can go another 50, by the way, here at the Paperclip. A lot more than 120, what was the original thought. But remember, this is kind of the racetrack, which is 2 tight hairpins and some straightaways attached, a drag strip, if you will. And it really tests your left foot in particular, Kirk.
Vroman. Yeah, Vroman and Wood right now, side by side. Wood made his pass on Vroman, but Vroman's trying to do an under-over move to the inside. Not quite over yet for that battle. That's a battle for 9th place right now, and it looks like Matthew David Wood's going to take it, and Paul Hill's trying to topside to try and follow him through.
Zippo's way forward, and there's Hill. Hill, one of the Bigfoot Chassis Collective machines. Looking to get loud, get inside the top 10 here. Gonna wait for his opportunity, not going to use the bumper this time.
Wow.
Is Reed leaving you stunned in terms of thought process?
It's not normal. You don't get to see races like this in Martinsville very often, at least on the sim. See it in real life more often because the next-gen car sucks. But out here, you normally, it's beating and banging. It's a lot more wrecking. But today, you're not seeing it at all. We are seeing, sure, you still got the wrecks early on, but now that we got into a rhythm, been going and going and going and going, and, you know, it's just like, I hope we get to see some green flag pit stops. That would be amazing.
It'd be phenomenal, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's not normal.
I think it would cause some chaos because there's not a lot of people who would practice it here at the Paperclip.
Oh, yeah. There'd be speeding penalties. There'd be people going into turn number 3. They'd hit the pit wall. I think that is a legitimate concern. Hutchinson trying to make a move on Kumacheski here for position. Going to the inside. This is a battle for the 16th place position. Hutchinson on the bottom. And they're trying to stay on the lead lap. They got the leader right behind them. They're doing all they can to try and stay on the lead lap because they do not want to get lapped here. The moment you get lapped, your day is done. Hutchinson and the 88 side by side might be helping each other. They kind of want to stay side by side because that 58 can't go nowhere if you're side by side.
Yeah. Lap traffic is not being too nice. This is all for position.
Oh,
Harper locked it up.
He
Here comes Conklin.
No crash. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. Come on. Dig, dig, dig.
My goodness, that was very, very sketchy to say the very least. That was a big lockup. That was a big send. And Timothy Harper, one of the PSS cars, taking a bit of a ride.
Wow.
Good job to avoid
Kumacheski doing a great job. You're right. Absolutely. 88 Kumacheski. The hands of the race move right there.
Pit stops are open. Getter's in.
Getter. First car. Oh, it's happening. Oh, I can't believe it. Patrick Getter on pit road. He's going to play the risk card.
Patrick Getter opens the window, and this is a gamble, hoping it stays green. We'll have to keep it on if anyone else flurries their way down, but with under 100 to go, Getter may be trying to think about trying to get some spots overall on the track.
Gallimore's coming down now.
I think that around 120 might be the original number. That fuel estimate might be off. But look at the service.
Yeah, that's one angle we can get of the cars going in from here on out. Jedi Taylor, you're a camera. That's it. We're just going to use you as a camera. Paul Hill's on pit road. We're seeing it. Green flag pit stops. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe it.
This is going to open up a lot of can of worms. Paul Hill just entered. Neil Pearson entered.
DeCiani.
Money stop time. So, again, Clippy helped. Thank Clippy for all your efforts.
Yeah, thanks, Clip. Appreciate you. All right. Now, if you could go to a pit lane 2 camera angle real quick. That's how we're going to be able to see the folks choose to come down pit road. If you could angle the camera slightly to the left so we can look at the pit entry. You're going to see 2 more cars go down pit road right here. Oh, see what I mean? They don't practice this. This is new. You saw that right there? I believe that's 22 of Alex Murray. He came down. This is going to be the spot where you want to watch right now because it's people choosing to come down pit road. They have not practiced this. Can we zoom in a little bit if we can? Just a little bit. There we go. More cars coming down. They're getting it slowed down. You can see it. They come off of turn number 2, get on the binders, try to get down. And now you're going to have fresh people on fresh tires, people on old tires. This is so unique. Watch this. Here comes another one right here. Going to get down in there. Let's see. Did they lock it up? 71, Truel. Great pit road entry. There's so much marbles right there. It's so easy to spin the car out. You got to be so careful here on pit entry.
Will definitely be as we look more of the driver's stake of the way in. We talked to there's a lot of give and take in terms of potential the pit stop deltas that you have on fuel with the way things are going. But I think I am absolutely nervous if you are some of these drivers here about if there's a yellow flag, if you've already pit. Because if you pit, remember that discussion on laps down, Getter is 2 down and is only just now trying to lap himself. I am not sure how this is going to play out if it does come to a caution.
Yeah, Getter got one of his laps back. That's a huge moment. You want to stay at least 1 lap down. If you come down pit road, you got to get by that leader at least once before the leader comes down. You need to do that. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, look, Gallimore, not sure about that. That was a big move.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that one. Please don't do nothing, 19. Hang on to it, please. Keep cool. All right, keep it cool. All right, you can get by him another way. There you go. Reset it up. You got Williams up there on the top. Now's not the right time to make that move. There you go. You got to time it just right. Good God. It's amazing. And right now we have 9 cars on the lead lap now that so many people are off sequence. Some guys are out there on 130 lap old tires straight. I think the last caution guy that we want to keep in mind of, Matthew David Wood, is the real green flag run. We're at 103 laps, green flag, no interruption.
Impressive. Very impressive. Oh, yeah. Ralph Hutchinson still following on in this train. 21st.
Oh, golly, sorry. Matthew David Wood almost got wrecked with Jose Medina on the exit of turn 2 that last time by.
Yeah, Medina went up the racetrack and moved out of the way of all this to make sure there wasn't any more hindrance.
Basin.
See what happened in terms of that incident you're talking about with Matthew David Wood.
All right, 16 car. Trying to keep an eye on live too. Oh, golly, there's just so much battling going on around that same spot, all in that little group. 40 car, contact, that's what happened. 16 had to go down to evasive maneuver on the 40. Oh, there's a car up out of the groove in turns 1 and 2 now, going way up out of the groove. He saved the car, kept it going straight. But, man, this little section of cars are just all over the place.
Conklin's in. Race leader's in.
Wow. Leader on pit road, folks. We're seeing a green flag. Pit stops at Martinsville. What?
Alex Murray already picked up a speeding penalty notice. In terms of his issues, Cameron Stone's been out of this race for a while with the meatball flag. Pulled off in regards to one of the incidents earlier, but in terms of the strategy, it's definitely on. Now the gamble is on for the rest of the field to see, will we get the caution? The caution dance is on. If you're one of 9 cars on the lead lap, make it 8. Benefield, Delaney, Lim, Hoytsma, Dyson, Wood, Vroman, Komacheski, and those are the only cars that are maintaining the lead lap here.
You know, I think that there's a Bankston and Conklin. This is the battle for the lead once this thing cycles through, folks. Side by side for the lead between teammates.
How did Basin gain so much ground actually in this?
He came down earlier. He had fresher tires.
2 lap difference, so the undercut is powerful. That was your trouble with lap traffic.
You know, I think that there's actually one driver who would benefit the most from all this staying green. Matthew David Wood. He got involved in an incident right before we went under that long green flag run. He came down pit road, got fresh tires. He's running P6 right now. He can go at least 30 laps further than all the other cars around him. And so because of that, there is a chance, I think, that he will be able to, you know, stay out way longer. More cars will stay a lap down, and he will be able to be in a position, how do I put this? He can put everybody a lap down if a caution came out at the right time. That 16 car is in a good spot, but he's about to get passed by both Conklin and Basin. The 2 cars going to be battling for the eventual lead when this all cycles through.
Yeah, this is interesting for Basin. Remember, he was a good couple seconds behind Conklin before that call. The roll of the dice may just very well work here, but it's going to, again, require the field to keep on running the way they are with this pace with under 80 laps to go.
Benefield leading this thing now. First time we've seen Adam Benefield in the lead, but these two carving their way through lap traffic. Oh, this is going to be dangerous, folks. I don't like the way this is going to look. This is the most heavy battling racing part of the whole track right here. This little group, you got Anderson, You got the 41 of Dice in there. You got, of course, Gallimore and the 23 also right there, Timothy Harper, all in this group, really close to each other. I don't like the way this looks at all. Oh, Gallimore goes down the block, the 58.
Oh, this is a parking lot. Look at this.
They saved it. Gallimore just absolutely driving the wheels off the car, trying to make sure he doesn't get past. He's Ryan Newman right now.
Well, that just opened the door for Conklin to take over the net race lead. He takes it back from Basin, takes advantage as a result of traffic, and now will look to try to run away quickly. Basin trying to figure out a way to get alongside because now you have two more cars ahead, and Harper and Lim. Harper is a lead lapper. Harper is a lap down. Looks like the EPI car, the first to give up the ghost and let by the space. Now Harper makes the block.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is awesome. What a race. What a race. Man, these two. Oh, 43's loose. He saves the car. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. No caution, staying green. Right in front of the two cars that will be battling for the eventual win of the race. I mean, wow, what a teammate battle here. This kind of reminds me of like Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson coming to the end of the Martinsville race back in 06, 07, in that range.
Well, obviously, this could get interesting. I think Conklin's got the faster long run, but Basin tried his efforts to hold it off. If it wasn't for that cluster of traffic, we might be still talking about the 84 in front, but now with 75, make it 72, I should say, laps to go. Conklin's already building small buffers here in his advantage. Now the next goal is simple. Get back on the lead lap. That will be difficult. They're a corner and a half behind of it.
Oh,
right.
This is amazing. Have you ever seen a Martinsville green flag pit stop cycle? Ever complete?
If it was, it would have been 3-4 years ago. That's the last time I seen one.
Wow. This is just all together. You know, normally, I mean, top tier stuff. We're 4,000 plus iRating average here. Obviously, it's not like, you know, the best of the best on iRacing here with the 9,000 stuff. But anybody who does that, you know, I can't say what I think, but oh, look out. 58 gave a shot to the back bumper of the 22. He's going to be 3 wide. Look out with the lady. Oh, he makes contact. 22 hitting the 58. Oh, he spins him out into the outside wall. Both cars into the wall, staying green. No caution yet. That car's done. Conklin's out. He is out.
Oh, my goodness. Sean Conklin, who was in control for the past while.
Oh, turn 2, also a crash as well. Sorry, Williams wrecking. Caution's coming out.
Caution is out, and it's not involving this. Controversy and a half.
Oh my God. I cannot. That is. I'm sure that will be post-race. I'm trying to make sure I pick my words carefully right now.
Tempers are flaring on the radio. That's the understatement. As Williams just lost it.
Oh my gosh, what a hit. You know, can we go on board with the 22 and look at the wheel? This is what happened to Williams from his point of view. He just locked up the rears, overcorrected out in the outside wall, and he was done.
That's the mistake that everyone else was not wanting to see who had pit because of how many cars were on the lead lap. But Murray had said a little bit of patience, and then tempers flare. There's Conklin that gave you the bump. And then... oh, no.
Okay, that is clear. That is clear, folks. That is clear. But I will tell you one thing here. This reminds me. Junsa Lim and Alex Murray got together at Circuit of the Americas in a very similar way. I'm getting instant vibes. I'll make sure I'll include that from that highlights section and bring it over here whenever we do the highlights for this race. But that looked uncalled for.
There's a counterpoint. He might say he was correcting for contact, potentially.
I don't believe it. I don't.
Yeah. Race controls already indicated they are going to discuss things after today. And Murray might So let's see what race control decides for the future of the 22.
Man, that 84 got really lucky, though. Look at the 84. The 84 got really lucky here. You can see the contact. The 58's going to give him a shot going into the corner. Slight, very slight, bumping. That's fine. Goes in the middle. And then, yeah, the 6 car did nothing wrong there, by the way. Neither did the 84. And I don't even think that was any problem at all. Yeah, 84 got really lucky. If we go on board with him, you'll see the angle that he had. We're actually about to go green here after this. We'll just cut right back over as soon as we see this. His race is flashing before his eyes. They're coming through turn 3 and 4 right now, going to get the restart. Here we go, back underway. Green flag's out.
So this race is taking
they're
a
wrecking.
massive turn of a wrecking.
Already, there goes the 51. Raymond Root turning right up into the outside wall. Contact, we're going to have yet another caution. Jose Medina's there in the 40 car as well. Both this race was going green flag. We had the whole green flag pit stop cycle, and then all of a sudden, just chaos erupted.
Yeah.
40 did nothing wrong there.
Right on the gas. 13 cars are on the lead lap after wave rounds. I was about to say how many people were on the lead lap before that spin. And well, this just helped the case of drivers like Basin, Gitter, Hill, DeCiani with this parking lot.
Yeah, those folks that stayed out. Remember those folks that had not yet come to pit road. Jonathan Delaney, Adam Benefield, Dyson, Hoytsma, Matthew David Wood, June Salim. These guys did not pit yet. And that caution came at the perfect time for them. Because then they were able to stay out. They were able to come down pit road when everybody else was a lap down. And they get to keep the track position. So it was something that the 22 brought out. And it benefited the heck out of everybody else in that top 10.
Well, this is absolutely taking a turn for the wild. Remember the commentator's curse of, will this stay green, will this stay green? Well, someone find Clippy. Everyone needs a little bit of Clippy tonight.
Again, I'm going to reiterate, what we just saw is very rare. Oh, they're wrecking under caution. What the heck? The 19 of Hutchinson sideways right now on the exit of pit road.
I don't know what to say. Let's just take a look at this. I think he just got an unsafe pit exit from this, by the way. He went to the wrong side of the cone. Easy to do.
Chakal, there we go. Kachow. Dang, it's Kachow, isn't it? He slid the car, and it looked like something that Lightning McQueen would do when he poses for a picture. He kachowed it. I guess that's what I'm going to call that. When he slide like that and the wheel ends up the way it does and the position it was, that looked more like a kachow moment than anything.
I think the term you're actually looking for is the mean version of Lightning McQueen.
Oh,
Kachoo.
You mean Kachiga?
No, Kachoo. You know, with the very memeable eyes that you'll see of the graphic and results of that one.
Oh, Kachoo.
So, Delaney chose the outside, by the way. He's off and away. He's bringing Hoytsma with him, trying to get the clearance on the outside as the 83 battles for second.
I cannot believe this race. It is so chaotic. Up front, second place battle now. Hoytsma and Benefield. Oh, 41 goes wide. He's up out of the groove. He had to hang on to it. Matthew David Wood and Lim side by side for position. As the 83 gets into the back of the 6 car, gets loose from second place, loses 2 spots, drops back to 4th.
This is getting absolutely stunning here. Wood, by the way. Lim got loose. Let's take a look at what you were talking about. Well, there was a gap. If gap car, we have a
wrecking
live
off of turn number 2. A huge crash. Oh, a bunch of cars spinning, cautions out.
Yeah, pit exit is where the incident is. Right now, Matthew David Wood is cutting through the garage area.
Wait, what? Is that real?
Yeah, this is a caution. 16 is involved. Remember, Lim was already getting loose? Well, somebody got loose the next corner, and that was Matthew.
What is going on today, guys? I mean, we had, so, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to hurt some, I hope that didn't damage the car. He hit the safety crew. Glad he didn't get hurt that bad, but yeah, that's what I saw. Just looked like a lot of cars spinning, but it was really Basin there. He got the worst of it.
Wow. 53 to go coming up.
This is so unorthodox, Justin. You know, entertaining is what I'd say this race is, because it's just chaotic. I mean, it looked so straightforward for the majority of the race, but then that whole thing went down that took out the 58, and now everything's changed.
Remember the Mayhem 400 last year, which was the last year's spring race, was 400 laps. We had 29 cautions that day. Do you remember that day, Kirk?
I do.
I think we're not going to get that same caution amount, but I think the drama surpassed that race.
It sure has, yeah.
Well, Delaney is right now in a prime position to take advantage of this. I think Hoytsma, who was one of the top drivers in stage 1, remember, he might be able to come back with all this because of all the drama and all of the chaos after Conklin controlled much of the race afterwards. The 97, I think, is going to be on the move pretty soon. It's two teammates, 1-2 from Black Flag.
Well, tell you what. We're going to get this restart, and we'll see what happens up front. But Junsa Lim surprised me. He's up in 4th now. I think he's moving forward.
Yeah, 4th spot. Here we go. 51 to go. Green, green, green. And it looks like Delaney got a good jump this time. Great jump from the 97 to Hoytsma. That'll allow him to stay pretty much clear for 2nd, and will get clear for 2nd. Benefield shows the nose, though. Can't come down yet as they battle behind.
You can see that on your screen, side by side for 2nd place. Benefield's trying to get it on the bottom. Outside lines carrying the momentum for now. 6-car Delaney tries to drive away from all this, as they still are side by side for most of the spots around them. Oh my goodness. That 2nd place battle is going to be really important, because whoever's able to stay in 2nd might have a shot at the win here. So Benefield can't just, stop. He's got to do everything he can to try and hang on to that position. Lim got loose. He dropped up out of the groove. He's now falling back into the clutches of 4th on back.
Yeah, losing a lot of ground right now, especially with Basin trying to push. Does get clear. Dylan Basin drives his way back up to the 4th position. Remember, Basin does have front nose damage from all the chaos that built up for the lead before. Your contact with the battle for 2nd as Benefield tries to find a way to do this cleanly. Now look at this with the side-by-side as they continue to chug along. Right now, the 97 really getting good exits here. I think right now Benefield might need, at the very least, to figure out if he can get a few laps down to make some of these passes, because on short run he's decent. It's the long run where he's got the advantage if he's able to keep up here.
True. The long run's where he's at. Looking at the rest of the field, they've really single filed out until you get to about maybe 20th on back. There goes Benefield, really loose. Had to save the race car. He saves the car after wiggling it all around. Car's just way too loose right now.
Yeah, lost all the balance. And that will see him jump all the way back into the choo-choo train as they go, with coming up to 43 to go. Right now, some single files still for the most part, but Matthew David Wood You know the wild thing, I think, in all of that craziness that we've seen pop up? He went to the garage, spun around, and somehow kept all his spots.
Wild stuff, man. You never know how that all happens.
Well, you know what's wild? I think we have the same thought.
Yep.
Sean Conklin.
I sent him a message to see if he was interested in wanting to talk, and he said he was. So what do you think? We should bring him up here on the green?
How about you have at it?
Sure.
Here's Sean.
Hey, Sean Conklin, Kirk in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, we're under green flag conditions right now, but I got to ask you, man, what happened?
Just Alex Murray. Not sure what goes through his brain, but all I do know is that he does have two faces. I mean, he will be he'll try to act all nice and, just the nicest person that there can be. He'll try to suck up to everybody to get what he wants. But, as soon as he's mad because he's running 20-something, so I gave him the excuse to just come intent wreck me for no reason. He says he got shipped and he got moved one lane up the racetrack just like everybody does. I mean, it's a classic bump and run. I mean, he was holding me up for 3 laps and we're racing for the win. There's absolutely no reason to do what he did, and he shouldn't be back for the rest of the season. That is absolutely unacceptable. We've kicked people for less in this league, and that just shows. And that's a setup shop owner for everybody that didn't know. I mean, he just set the okay for all of his drivers that is acceptable to do. So now every single one of his drivers that looks up to him, buys setups from him, does coaching or whatever, he just set the precedent that is okay to do, and that's just not right.
Well, I think Benefield just spun out here on the front straightaway, but thanks again so much for coming in and talking to us. It's obvious that it's a rough run for you today, man. And thanks for talking with us and sharing. Yeah, you had one hell of a car. You're 10 times faster than anybody else. Take a look at your screen. You'll be able to see what happened in Benefield here for the folks watching at home. Just gets a little loose off the exit of turn 4. But yeah, Sean, again, hate to see that happen to you, and hope that we see you come back next week and kick some tail, okay?
Definitely will. Thank you, guys.
Yep, thanks for talking with us. Well, Sean Conklin was not at all restrictive in terms of what he believes, folks. What do you think about that one, Justin?
Not surprised. Let's put it that way in terms of response. I mean...
Oh, yeah, he's mad. It makes sense. Maybe we can even get Alex up here in a little bit and see what he has to say about it. But we're coming down to the end of this thing, and this battle for third is starting to heat up to the point where I'm a little worried about it. If Alex is interested, we might bring him up here if we get a caution or something. What do you think?
I'm going to let you handle in terms of that situation because it's a hot potato moment for this season, to say the very least.
Yep.
One of the biggest moments in terms of incidents we've seen in 2026 so far.
Oh, yeah.
We're coming up to what is going to be, for these drivers, 33 laps to go, coming to 32 already. Race lead is now down to 2 black flag machines of Delaney and Hoytsma.
Well, dang. It's all for the win now, folks. 32 laps to go. You got Delaney and Hoytsma. It always comes down to these two, it seems like, at some of these racetracks. They are always around each other. And Delaney's got it, but Hoytsma, we know, is quick. He's going to be able to probably catch up to the back bumper if we can pull up the difference between their lap times. I would like to see who's running quicker lap times over the course of the last 3 laps. I think that would be something that would be beneficial to see. Who might be doing it right? Looks like that Delaney's been actually slightly faster, but it's nearly identical. It's just way too close to call. I still think Delaney's still trying to pull away, but if Hoytsma is able to get there, that'd be kind of wild. You also got, David Wood and Benefield in the back, waiting in the wings, hoping something happens.
Yeah, and Delaney, over the course of this run, has looked very steady. Remember, one of the drivers with the NASCAR experience here in this series, continue to hold on up at the very front as they zip forward. At this point, you see the difference right now for Delaney having a little bit quicker time. Those little margins are the difference between this fight as we go on.
Side by side, you can see that here, Patrick Gitter and Roman right here. This is towards the back of the top 10, 7th and 8th right now. And you see Dyson, they're all in this little pack together. It's from Lim all the way back till you get to like DeCiani. These guys are all in this little close pack. It's kind of wild.
Yep, as we go. Coming up under 27 laps to go. Right now, see from in terms of the play. Really trying to use that outside. He's been amongst the drivers trying to make sure no one gets any chance around him. Good cut once again. Cars had a good balance on it here tonight, and right now the problem is it's similar to that of Bristol. Use the high line, no one can make the move.
I tell you what, this highlight reel at the end of this day is going to be something wild if we can get a good finish here today. This race has had everything. Long green flag runs, had crashes early on, had a rivalry, a fight in the middle, and a stunning change of events at the front of the field that absolutely obliterated what we thought this race was going to be. And it changed everything. And because of that, now we got a whole new top 5, and these guys are just trying everything they can to try and win this race. It blew the door wide open when the fastest car of the race got taken out. So now it's down to the end of this race, 34, 33 laps to go. And anyone in the top 5, I'd say anyone on the lead lap can probably come back and win this thing given the right circumstances.
If there's a late race caution, I wouldn't be surprised in terms of if we see bumper to bumper. Not if it's teammates, obviously. But in some of these circumstances, position yourself in the right spot to do so. We could potentially see it. Dyson gets the outside rolling, passes by Gitter, but I'm not sure if the job's done yet with the outside still working.
That gap has not changed much, has it, up front, has it? Not much. 3/10 that time, though, for Hoytsma. Benefield's closing in on 6. Now 2 for Hoytsma, if we can go back up to the front group just for a second. It's starting to get to the point where I'm starting to think they're getting closer and closer. Yeah, they're all over each other. This is going to be for the win of the race. These top 3 cars. In 4th place, Matthew David Woods closing in on this battle as well. This is not over. You got on your screen, you got, looks like 19 laps to go, 3 cars under a blanket. Any one of them could take the win, and maybe even someone further back can probably do it, given the right circumstances. But Delaney really capitalized on that caution when it came out.
Definitely did, but keep in mind, there is a major threat to that. Benefiel, I think this is a chance.
Oh,
this is similar to last year, isn't it? Where Benefiel was good on long run. He's yet again there.
That 83, he run the bottom most of the race, but that time he went in the corner a little higher. He's trying different lines, trying to get faster. And I mean, it would be so cool to see that 83 come around and get the dang win if he's able to do it. He hadn't touched the lead that much at all today, except under those pit flag conditions. He's going to make a move for Hoytsma down on the bottom this time.
Oh, and Hoytsma gets turned. Benefiel apologizes immediately. Turned around for a second. Caution is out.
Oh, look out, guys. Holy, I cannot believe it. I turned my head for 2 seconds to go and look at another angle, and that happens. I wish I would have saw that live. I was a little bit behind. 83 on the bottom. Comes up, side drafts. Oh.
We just had a record of caution. Casey Graves stopped for the checkup and got plastered. This is 20 seconds after the caution now. Watch this. 01 sees them turn around, says, I'm going to let you do it. I'm not going to push the issue. And then, hello.
That is 100% just, you see a car trying to get his car righted the right way. He checked up for it. It's not, I don't think Graves did anything wrong there. He saw the car wrecking, and the one car didn't see it in time and just plowed right into the back of Graves.
I mean, give credit to Graves to check up on that, but
oh yeah,
Caution is already out. And now Graves has a destroyed race car. And no surprise, leaders are not pitting, at least some of them. Delaney stays out. If you're taking tires, there's no way you make the spots up with even with the fall-off difference.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I'm looking at the cars that came down pit road. Vroman, I mean, it's a no-brainer for Vroman to come down pit road. It's a no-brainer for the 71 of Truel to come down. These guys had problems when they were running up in the top 3. They didn't have the speed to stick with it, so they need some sort of tire advantage to keep up. And for that, this is going to be not the worst idea in the world. I think this might benefit them, but they got a lot of traffic to go through. And look at who's now in P2 and P3. Matthew David Wood in the 16, driving the Greg Biffle paint scheme, and Junsa Lim in the 67. If you could have told me at the beginning of this race that these two guys would be running second and third with 13 laps to go, I think you'd be crazy. And now here they are having great races, both of them. And I think that we're going to see what they're able to do this time around to try and win a race. Delaney, he's obviously someone who knows how to win races. He's done it multiple times. He is a veteran of the series. He's somebody who knows what he's doing. But these guys behind him, second and third, they are rookies. They are new at a short track. And I think the nerves are going to get to them a little bit. They're going to have to hang on to the cars on the restart. I don't know what we're going to see, but I just hope it's entertaining.
$11 to go. Here we go, restart. Wood in second now. Can he make an upset win? He's on the outside, couldn't make it stick. Contact, Dyson gets him loose. Side by side for third is Lynn. Now moves his way, Lynn makes the third spot work.
Oh man, just like that, Lim trying to battle with Dyson, not quite clear yet. Matthew David Wood's going to try and chase down Delaney. Will he be able to get there? We got 11 laps to go, 10 and a half laps to do it. And this is where, if you get a first win, that's kind of cool, not going to lie. It's one of the oldest tracks we run in NASCAR, and it's one of the ones that just mean the most. You get that grandfather clock, 3 wide behind them. Look at Benefield and Basin down there with...
Caution.
Oh, caution out, wrecking out of turn number 4. It is the 62 of Neil Pearson. Again.
No Pearson around again. I think they just threw out Clippy. They forgot about Clippy. And now, lucky for Grace, he didn't pile into that one. But it's been a rough night for the 62. Oh.
Unrelated to this, that 62, unrelated to all that, the 62 just, man, got loose off turn 4. This race is not something that you can plan. The Full Length Cup Challenge rarely disappoints me. I'm always entertained. It's wild. I still don't even know who's going to win a dang race, but I know it's been chaotic, and it will continue to be. And I hope everyone at home thinking the same thing. You got Matthew David Wood fans, the Jonathan Delaney fans, anybody who's rooting for these guys up front. If you're not on the edge of your seat, I don't know what you're doing.
Kolmacheski gets the lucky dog in this circumstance, gets himself 16 on the lead lap. And right now, I think Wood might very well use the bumper. Might have to with the way it's sticking up. He tried the outside, and nearly got bumped around for his own sake. But Lim on the podium. Again, EPI as a team has had some rough races. He is the only EPI car left in the field, by the way. And right now, his efforts may get rewarded if he gets a bit of luck for this race lead.
Oh, man, now the question is, I'm looking at our top 15. I'm looking at cars further back. because there's some cars that don't normally get top 15s in the series that are doing a fantastic job today. Evan Mesnard, for example, running right now in P13. I'm hoping he's able to close it out, maybe get a top 10 today. Tanner Marty's there running 15th. And just on the cusp of coming into that, you see, of course, Thomas Kulmacheski, Bobby Anderson. These guys getting top 15s would be a great day for them. And I'm hoping that they're able to even get further up. We'll see where it all shakes out. We're going down the backstretch to get, when we hit the line, it's going to be 4 laps to go. Is it 4, I believe, or is it 5?
We're coming up to 4.
4 laps to go. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Sit on your edge of your seat, folks. Here we go. Come on, get on up.
Here we go, side by side when it comes to the front of the field. Delaney and Wood side by side. Green flag is out, backing away. Delaney gets the jump. Wood shuffles in.
Okay, there you go. He's clear for second. Now he's got to try and catch the leader. Is he going to be able to get there? Going to hit the line with 3 laps to go. He's on the back bumper. Matthew David Wood in the 16 car, but trying to do what he can to try and pass the 6 car Delaney. Delaney, the veteran. Caution is out again. Nolan Hodgson around. Oh, man, that's unfortunate, man. That looked like a great setup for an end of a race.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Oh, he got loose.
Race leaders looked okay. But again, we're in green-white checker territory just like that.
Whew. 12 car. Let's take a look and see what happened to Nolan. Front straightaway, he's battling side by side with Hoytsma there. And he just overdrove the entry, spun the car out, unfortunately. Luckily, he didn't hit anything. Way to keep the car off the wall. I got to give him some props for that. Not many drivers can do that when you slide like that into the corner. He did real good keeping it off the wall.
Here we go. Green-white checker territory at this point. All bets are off for the race lead. How do you set this up now for the win?
I mean, you don't have as much time as you had before. David Wood was in a perfect position. Matthew David Wood could have, I say his full name because it just sounds better to me. Matthew David Wood sounds exactly the right way to say it. But Jonathan Delaney, leading this race, he was gifted this, driving as good as he could. That caution really helped him out a lot. It helped everybody in this top 5. Most everybody in this top 5 was a beneficiary of the incident that will be talked about for months in this series, no doubt about it. And now he has the lead. He has a rookie right behind him, a rookie beside him, and they're urging for a win. That 16 won a duel back in Daytona. Lim has yet to win at all. I'm sure that Junsa would love to be able to get a win here, but I know Delaney would love to show everybody that he is the best at these short tracks, because no doubt about it, he's great, but he's won races before. Now it's time for him to prove it again, that he's really dang good at this. We'll see if it's able to happen, or I can't tell you what's going to happen, man. It's just too chaotic to think about.
So 2 laps to decide it for the Paperclip 400. Delaney and Wood up on the front row. Lim and Dyson, row 2. Gitter and Hill, row 3. DeCiani and Benefiel in row 4. Here we go for the restart.
Edge of my seat, man.
Green flag is out. Field's underway. Delaney with a great jump. Wood forced to battle for second.
Oh, man, that is not the start that the 16 car wanted to have at all. The 6 car, exactly what he needed to see. He needed to see them get side by side. Coming through the final couple corners, coming to get the white flag here from Martinsville.
White flag is out final time around. Delaney holds on to a solid advantage. Wood and Lim fighting for second. Who gets that step of the podium? It's all Delaney up in the front. They start stacking up behind with Basin to the inside wall, but it's going to be Jonathan Delaney who takes the win at Martinsville. Wood takes second, Lim in third.
What a heck of a finish for the front of these guys. Obviously, Jonathan Delaney, it shows that his veteran status, he knows what he's doing. And look at the 16, giving some sportsman-like bump to him. That's very good. I like seeing that out of the 16. Good to get his second place finish for Matthew David Wood. Junsa Lim, I talked about him in pre-race. Both having great days as rookies. But again, their wins coming one day. But today belongs to Jonathan Delaney. Able to come back home, Martinsville, get the job done, and he's going to go ahead on that front straightaway and do a burnout right there. Take a look. Mountain Dew for the win right there.
Yeah, going to get the celebration and add to his series win totals. Gets it done here tonight at the Paperclip after what turns out to be a turbulent one. Here this evening, his first win of the season.
Whew. Man, my heart rate went sky high on that last restart. I'll be honest, I kind of hope that 12 car didn't wreck there, because that would have been one heck of a finish. They were closer than all heck, but at the end, still got a good one. Delaney got the job done, winning the race. You see Matthew David Wood getting P2, Junsa Lim, Andrew Dyson, Patrick Gitter, Matt DeCiani, Paul Hill, Vroman, and Benefield, followed by Lucas Hoitzma, your top 10 tonight, man.
Yes, indeed. So as the result, Hutchinson, Basin, Mesnard, Komachevsky, Hodgson in the top 15. Marty, Anderson, Drill, Pearson, and Owens are part of the top 20. Some of those 2 laps down. All of this as well. Some of the others like Gallimore, Medina, Graves, Hall, Mullins, Harper, Root, Conklin, Murray, and Williams are many laps down on this.
And finally, your final running orders, the one who parked it backwards in his pit stall, Jedi Taylor, Cameron Stone, Tyler Hunter, Chad Sander, Brian Wortman, and Jeremy B. Brown round out all of your finishers here tonight. And what a race that we had. I can't wait for you to be able to hear from our winner of tonight's race. If we can't bring him up here to chat with us, talk to him. Here we go. We got him in the infield care center now. Justin, you're with Jonathan.
Yes, indeed, Jonathan Delaney. I know tonight may have not gone the way you've expected in terms of getting to victory lane, but you get in victory lane for 2026. How are you feeling?
Oh man, it feels great, man. It's been a hot minute since I've been in victory lane. It's been a hot minute, so definitely really nice to get the win tonight. I really was not expecting that at all. I figured, we had a third place car at best. Dylan and Sean were on rails tonight. They're flying, so I didn't really think we had anything for them. But they got John got wrecked, or was in a wreck, and Dylan was on the bad end of strategy. We got really lucky on the strategy that we had staying out there. But if that race would have kept going green, we probably would have been who knows where. So we got really lucky with that caution coming out. But yeah, it was a very stressful race for sure towards the end. But yeah, we were able to come out on top, and it feels good.
Indeed, it was. Indeed. And remember, there was a lot of 3 wide moments. How nerve-wracking was this race at times, especially over the course of a long run? Were you expecting that?
I really was not. Beginning of the race, we were all kind of joking around how it wasn't going to happen, and then going into that run, we were like, oh, maybe it was going to happen, and we only had maybe 12 laps of fuel left before that caution came out, so it was pretty well timed for that to come out. But yeah, it was very stressful. At the end of that race was very stressful too, when Lucas and Adam were behind, trying to keep them held off, and just driving as fast as you can, as smooth as you can, while not wrecking the car and over driving. This track is very, very hard to do, and but it was a lot of fun. This track race is a lot better with this new dynamic track that they're implementing. But yeah, you're kind of able to work around the racetrack a little bit more than just one lane. Kind of opened up, and was pretty fun. The past few races we had have been really fun with this, just being able to move around. It's been pretty cool. So yeah, been enjoying it.
So on that note, you get yourself for the win board, but for short track racing again next week, how do you like Bristol for the Blue Ridge 500?
Yeah, it's another kind of interesting race too. Same thing, short track race, since the half mile. Going to be a lot of bumping and banging, and just being smooth, and hopefully we can get some long runs there. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be a fun race. If this dynamic track kind of goes into with Bristol, I think it's gonna be a really fun race with everyone moving around, running the wall all the way down to the apron on the bottom. So I think it should be really fun, and hopefully we can get away with another great finish there at Bristol next week. So yeah, feeling pretty good. I like Bristol, but that's gonna be another long race for sure. It's gonna be a race of attrition and just trying to stay clean and keeping clean air. So yeah.
Anyone I want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, just everyone at Black Flag. And you guys up in the booth for broadcasting this, the admins that put this league together, and shout out to everyone who raced tonight. It was fun. So yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys.
Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Jonathan Delaney gets the victory here this evening. Second spot, Matthew David Wood. I know you like this guy in regards to what we talked about Daytona. You get to speak with him.
Yeah, hey, Matthew, man, one spot short of a win, but I mean, hell, getting second place at a short track like Martinsville against all these guys, I mean, that must feel absolutely amazing. How's it feel for you, pal?
You don't understand, man. I'm so blessed to be here. There's no words to describe it. I've pushed so hard, and I've had such bad luck. I lagged out at Darlington. Accidentally unchecked my tires at Coda when I had a chance to win there. Crashed at Daytona in the main race. And then I didn't even qualify for Phoenix and Vegas because I hit the wall. So it's amazing. I'm sorry to everybody that supports me that I couldn't get one more. The suspension was weird in 1 and 2. It was really, really bouncy, and that's the reason I spun that one time. I don't know if you were on the onboard or not, but I was literally all 4 tires off the ground. I don't know what was happening, but had that not happened, I think we could have gone out there and got a win, but this put all the confidence that I needed back in me. I can do it. I came from 29th or worse 3 separate times in that race. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to not mess up. I wanted to get at least through the field and stay in the top 10. I had a little run in there with Patrick, but it might have been my fault as well. I might have turned down on him, but I am sorry to everybody who I may have hit. But man, what a blessing it is to be here for the whole 16 Be Like Biff car. It's incredible.
And I am happy for you. It was fun to watch you, man. I mean, I didn't expect to see second place, to be honest with you, tonight after seeing the speed out of those top guys, but that caution really changed everything. And after seeing you go around, I really thought it was going to be a hard time, but that long green flag run was heading your way. Helped you out a lot, and obviously you got yourself a good podium second place, and I can't wait to see what you do at Bristol next week. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go here today?
Of course, all my buddies an outlier. I was alone today in Discord. It was very silent, but I think it helped me focus a little bit. But I got to thank Races for Christ and everybody that. Yeah, exactly that. It was. I mean, that's all I was hearing. I did have my fan on. Right now, it's dead silent in my room, so I can't hear anything but my own voice. But again, thanks to all the lap cars for racing me with a lot of respect there, and just happy the gamble paid off. Thank you to everybody out there that supports me. Thank the Lord for sending Jesus Christ down for all of us and everything He's done for me. I'm a very blessed man, and shout out to all the West Virginians out there. Our football team will be good one day. I promise. It's never going to happen.
All right. Thanks again for talking with us, Matthew, and can't wait to watch you next week. Best of luck to you, pal.
Thank you.
Back to you, Justin.
So it's Matthew David Wood in second. Some Lim gets the top 3. And first time getting the chance to speak with you in the broadcast booth. First things first, how about you describe your night in the 67, getting your first top 3 of the season?
Actually, it's my second top 3, so
another one.
I'll take it. Yeah, basically. I mean, it was a pretty interesting race because, I mean, we were trying to stay out there because I knew that there was going to be a caution, but I didn't expect Conklin to be takeout. So it looks like Alex Murray did reckless terrorism, but we shouldn't be like, but we should have not finished inside the top 5. But happy that we got a top 3, but we were hauling in the long run. So yeah, thanks to Race EPI for the fast set.
Yes, absolutely. So, of course, had the fight to get here in terms of then how was it trying to balance the grip in the car, especially as you were tested more than 100 laps under green at one point. We heard the thoughts from some in terms of what he mentioned. He had the suspension where it's picking up the ground. What was your car feeling long run?
Oh, long run, it was great, man. I mean, I could rip the middle lane there. Like, you see, like in the white side of the track below the asphalt. Like, I could rip there, like, and gain a lot of speed there. So it was awesome. Like, but in short run, we kind of like were not that good compared to the other guys.
And in terms of your efforts so far, we've really seen you be a top contender because your teammates have had a lot of ups and downs this season, but you've come into the series and immediately hit the ground running with now 4 races inside the top 10, with 3 races inside the top 5. How would you describe those in terms of what you've been able to do? I know you have a 7,000 I rating, but for some, this is a big statement in terms of being able to power against some of the big teams that make appearances in the series.
Yeah, I guess it's just like trying to like play smart in the beginning of the race and trying to be aggressive when it matters, and also like focus more in the long run because like compared to like NIS or the other series, like I expect like a long run here like compared to them. So that's why I've been like trying to prepare more, and long run tends to be my strength, but short run has been my weakness. So that's why like I'm up there like around the top 10.
On that note, anyone you want to give a shout out to here today?
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jared Liebert, Race EPI, and everyone, Tyler Hunter, Cody Johnson, Sean Anderson, Ryan Von Henschel, so for like teaming up with me in FLCC. So hopefully we'll be back in Talladega since we're gonna miss Bristol and Kansas. So yeah, see you there.
Congratulations on the top 3 tonight.
Appreciate it.
Second place at Kona. Third place at Martinsville. Not bad for him. I'd like to thank everyone taking the time to speak with us during tonight's post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Well, there's a lot to say, and I'm pretty sure that motor coach is going to be filled with a lot of discussions. I think the drivers involved with the Tempers have already stepped away from it, but I think tonight was quintessential Paperclip. You expect a brawl, we got one.
Man, I've seen a lot of Martinsville races. I've seen them all, at least on the replays. And this one man, it had all my boxes ticked. The only thing that was not ticked was a car upside down. I did not see a car flip today, but every other box is filled. We had section filled with little cautions, little wrecks there. Got that. Great. Long green flag run leading to a green flag pit stop. Got that. Had a controversial wreck that took out the fastest guys. That's one on my box. Holy cow. And then you came all the way down to the end of this race, and you got a feel-good story for Jonathan Delaney getting back in victory lane for the first time in a while, and also 2 rookies getting great podiums. Nothing like that can make you feel down. Obviously, Maconi Entertainment bringing some of the best racing you can see on the full-length Cup Challenge.
And next time out, we'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway. That race will start again at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in for coverage as we approach Easter weekend here in the FLCC. But it's just about time to say goodbye. For our producer tonight, Howie Burrows, for my co-announcer, Kirk Mills, I'm Justin Prince saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be sure to follow Maconi Entertainment on social media so you do not miss a race here on this platform. But until next time, we'll see you when we continue racing in the FLCC.